sound on the video was out. There we go. So good morning to everybody on video. I've already changed it twice this morning. What happens is I have this thing. We're going to have a little tech talk. Everybody should download this program. I almost said app because, you know, we're so used to now everything being app.
Yeah.
But there's this program you can put on your PC that's called C Cleaner.
Oh, yeah.
And C Cleaner will clean out your cache, your cookies, your history. It make everything run smoother. It also cleans out, you know, all your, you know, temporary internet crap that you don't need. But then it also has my mind this morning. I'm gonna open the program because I'm like still asleep this morning. So it also has a registry clean. So you do your cleaner and it cleans Windows and all applications. Then you can go to registry and run your registry cleaner and it cleans out all your missing crap, just stuff that you don't need as well, like missing share DLLS, which is just crap. You know, the cool thing is then you actually have this thing called tools and you can click on start, and a lot of these programs, you don't realize that when you download these programs, some of them you don't really need until you need them.
Yeah.
So in other words, I don't need my TV running in the background if I'm not watching the TV. And what happens is sometimes you'll have 5 or 6 programs running at the same time, even though you're not really using them, but they're running in the background and it causes stuff to freeze up. So if you see here, this says Windows. So this is what I've allowed to run in Windows. There's Internet Explorer, Firefox, Google Chrome, scheduled task. I mean, you know, this right here is how I keep up with everything, because this way, not everything. See, I don't have anything running when the computer turns on. Google Chrome does not run. Firefox does not run. So a lot of this stuff, I don't let it run in the background. So when you turn the computer on, you don't have to worry about all this crap that seems to be running and cause problems.
Well, I got rid of my computer because I had someone who, without my permission, decided they were going to put a bigger memory stick in it. And they didn't do something, but the memory that I had in the computer was fighting against the memory stick, if that makes sense. They were fighting against each other.
So
it made my computer crash.
Hang on. So some computers have 4 sticks of RAM and some have 2. So you're saying somebody replaced a stick of RAM?
No, added to what was already in there.
So somebody just added a stick of RAM.
Mm-hmm.
See, the problem is this: pending on the manufacturer of the stick of RAM, you can't just add one. Some you can add one, but some is considered a pair. So you would have to install 2 of said type of RAM and not 1 of said type of RAM. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like I had a stick go bad on this computer and I was able, due to the fact of what company it was and the manufacturer, blah, 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 I was able to replace one with an exact duplicate of that stick of RAM.
Yeah.
Versus, and it sold as a sack of a selection of 4. It was a combination of 4 to get what I needed. And when one went bad, yes, I was able to replace it. Went to Fry's, told them what was going on. They said, "Oh, well, what brand do you have?" "Oh, yeah." And I said, "That's why I bought that brand." It's so that if something happened, I could replace it.
Yeah.
But yeah. So so why didn't you just remove the bad stick of RAM?
Because I didn't know that's what was causing it until it had the.
Why are we stuttering over our words?
Because it had the black death screen or the blue death screen, whatever you want. There was no saving it.
There's
and it was
always a way to save it. I mean, really, you could have just removed the stick of RAM and then go in through your BIOS and had it start in safe mode.
I'll let my brother have it. We did a trade and
okay, long as you got that, but there's always a way. I mean, you know, if anything, you put a startup disk in it, and that physically is an overhaul. It will make it do it. Yeah.
I don't know. He,
Okay. Long as you got it figured out.
yeah.
The best way you figured it out was get rid of it.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah. So there you go. The beginning of Tech Tip. I've always wanted to do a tech show, and that's where I was going yesterday through messaging with Mike and saying, hey, this is where I want to go. I'm extending this offer. If you'd like to be this person, terrific. If not, I'll have to find somebody. I didn't say it to him like that, but I'm saying that live now. Because it's kind of like Joey in the Rough Edge. We created a show, and due to his work and stuff, he hasn't been able to get here. But the problem is I still got to keep going. I got a radio station to run.
Yep.
Sometimes you got to take your little feelings and wrap it up like a burrito and stick it in a drawer somewhere, because there's always two points of view. You can have your point of view, but I own the radio station.
Exactly.
And what I say is just how it's going to be. I have to keep this show. I've got to totally let it go. And it's not Joey's fault. It's work. And I understand that. So I either have to totally let it go and just say, okay, we're not going to do a night show of rock, or I got to have somebody here when you're not.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of where we are, as far as finding a person to kind of take over. And Jacob was kind of working on that yesterday.
Well, I have a friend coming in this week.
Stay on task.
Okay, I am.
So your friend Nick?
No, this is another
Stop.
one. Oh, okay.
I said stop a second ago.
Okay.
Your friend Nick?
Yes.
Yes, so you know who I'm talking about.
Yes, Years of Sorrow lead singer. What?
I'm going for the stun gun.
What?
So Jacob reached out to him, and he says that would be kind of cool. And you could tell, even though the dude plays in front of so many people, he shouldn't be nervous. But he's like, well, I'd want to do it with my buddy. So I guess the two guys that had came here that night, the guys that had come here that night, they may start doing, a once a month or twice a month. But what I'm thinking about doing is taking the Rough Edge and kicking it back to bi-monthly. I think what I'm going to do is start doing stuff bi-monthly. So what we're going to do is, whether Mike does it or somebody else, I'll find somebody else if I have to do a tech talk show the first and third Thursday of the month.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second and fourth Thursday of the month will be a ladies' night.
That would be cool.
To talk about an open conversation of relationships, what girls like, what girls don't like. I mean, it'd be totally a female show, meaning unless a man was to call in, it's not a man's show. Not to say a man cannot listen, because if you were smart, you would probably want to listen, so we're going to kind of go with that theme. And if for now, if I can't get a tech guy started and do the tech talk, then I'll just roll the Rough Edge the first and third. So the first week him, second week lady show, third week him, fourth week lady show. That's just kind of where the brain is.
Yeah.
No matter what people's personal feelings are, I gotta do what I gotta do. And that's where my wife and I have had a long conversation since last Friday. When the show ended on Friday, I believe it was Friday. Yes. I was really pissed off.
Yes, it was Friday.
And when I if you look at turning the mic off, like hanging the phone up, when I hung the phone up, it was on, buddy. I was pissed. And there's a certain length that pit bull is going to get to run on a leash before the leash gets yanked back. And I've decided, okay, no more politics, no more religion.
Yeah.
It's just not going to happen. I built the radio station as the Antichrist to mainstream radio. And, we get a little far with some of the news reports because we're reporting real news, but it's the same crap you're already seeing on TV, and people are kind of sick of it. I don't, what Obama's eating in his cereal means crap to me. I don't care.
Or his $500 haircut.
Yeah, I don't care. So,
because people
but
tune in.
I still want to make jokes on people paying $500 for a haircut because they're idiots.
Yeah.
And I still want to do my stupid criminals, and I still want to do all that stuff. It's just for fun.
Yeah, people
it's
tune in
just for fun. And there's when I put out the What About doing these 2 different shows, I've had lots and lots of people messaging me. And it's not that anybody's trying to hide their identity, but I don't rat out people who give an opinion because I want their opinion. And, there's so many people saying, man, that would just be cool to be able to know that we could talk about guns, we could talk about trucks, we could talk about new gadgets that you can buy at the store, new apps for your phones, new this, new that. And I just think that would be super cool to be able to provide that. And then one of the ladies had made a comment that she's in law enforcement. She's like,
oh, cool.
And it's the lady I'm wanting to get to run the show, to host the show. And she says, well, hello, I shoot guns too. I want to talk about guns. I said, I'm not saying, because she was reading the same thing we're all reading. Yeah. And I said, I'm not saying that you ladies can't have a conversation.
Yeah, because
about shooting guns, because what I want is all the ladies to able to feel free to have your opinion, because Stephanie is normally the closest thing to a lady sitting at the table with us guys every day. Now you can go ahead and throw your 2 cents in. Oh, but you don't have nothing to say to that.
No, I was going to say that there is actually if you do a ladies' night on a Thursday, there is a gun range that on Wednesday night has the women's shooting.
And that was going to be another part of it, because what I want is when Steph, even though we joke about Steph being female, her feminine qualities kind of get pushed aside a little bit during the crazy comedy part of the show. But if we were to take Steph and put her in a female show twice a month, then maybe she'll be a little more feminine, I guess. So, hey, Oz just come in.
Good morning, Oz.
Good morning.
He's looking at you.
You have this look of confusion. You do know where you are, sir. This is not the Twilight Zone.
How in the hell? How in the hell you can talk about a woman being a woman? I mean, what?
He's twisted.
How
he is twisted this morning.
Can you talk about a woman being a woman? Hell, nobody knows more about being a woman than Steph sitting right here with us. She knows what her best fit, and she does all her feminine woman stuff each and every morning. And Steph,
I've never heard him have to think of every word so careful.
This is, don't you say not one. I had to walk in the door and start off raising hell. Don't you say one damn thing.
I've never seen him
figure out how. To all the women that are listening this morning, I got you. Your big brother, I got you. Steph, don't say a damn thing. Now, I think it's a great idea if you want to add and bring a woman and have a day or 2 dedicated to the feminist movement. But I think the feminist movement is happening every damn moment that Stephanie shows up.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, DJ Scotty, don't you get besides yourself with this feminist movement thinking, discounting one damn moment. Did I say damn?
It's okay. It's before 8.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Just for Fun Radio. It's Town Topic Tuesday, baby. You got me going already. And I just got in on the tail end of that thing, and I'm just, wait a minute.
He's thinking, right. What did I walk in on?
Don't sound right.
Well, we're wanting to add to, I want to start adding to, like, I got sidetracked on a lot of stuff I wanted to get done this year. And here we are now in the beginnings, or if not towards the middle of yet another month. And it's like, I've allowed myself to get so wrapped up and busy in so many things that I've not really been able to complete anything. So I met a young lady who has her own podcast that she speaks around the world, has tons of following, and she came at the same event you showed up at. Of course, I had to leave the A1A at the pavilion, and she sat with us, and we talked a little more and learned a little more about each other. And I kept bragging to her about so many things that's in Old Town Conyers and in Conyers in general, and she didn't know about it. And I said, this is where me and Oz are trying to work together to say, why are we leaving our community to go spend money in another community when you have this? Like, this woman's driving to Stone Mountain to do yoga. And it's like, there's a yoga place right there. She's like, I didn't know. And then she talked about, where is there really any place to eat or hang out in Old Town? And I said, well, there's the Celtic right there. And she's like, well, I went in there once, and I tried to paint her a picture of what the Celtic is, instead of what she just assumed it was. And she says, oh, well, I'll go hang out there more. I said, that's kind of what I was saying, is there's so much.
Everything that, there's several things in what you're saying. And I really appreciate it, because a lot of people don't know several of the things that we have to offer here in Conyers and Rockdale County. The Celtic doesn't appeal to everybody, just like my place is Arizona Steakhouse on Tuesday nights. It doesn't appeal to everybody.
Right.
Places right here in Conyers, like Marshall Sports Bar, like Pseudo, Coaxum, the new place, the Whistle Post. I love the Whistle Post. They got great food.
Yes.
But it doesn't appeal to everybody. And I think the more and more the demographics are changing, as they are, we're getting more opportunities to have different quality of life amenities that appeal to different people. Yeah. But the educational part of it is, for Just for Fun Radio, Stephanie, is for us to get serious about making people aware of these places, letting them know. Just yesterday, I did a big grand opening with Just Loafing, po' boys and snowballs and all that kind of stuff right there on Klondike. Wow. Right there at the Texaco
And I
Plaza.
still haven't made it there.
And a lot of people don't know the place now. And I went in there, and just think, 6, maybe 9 months ago, we did an Oz connection there and packed the place. But when I went in yesterday for the grand opening, the official grand opening, there were a lot of new people that I've never seen before. The place looks fabulous. It really puts you into going into the heart of New Orleans, downtown Bourbon Street somewhere. But a lot of folks said, it's the first time I've been here. I didn't know this place was here. I didn't know this place was here.
Now, when you're coming from 20,
you get
at
off
West Avenue,
like you're going to the McDonald's, you're going to pass the Coaxum, the old fish house, going on up the street past the Quick Trip, on the left to the Texaco. Up past the Quick Trip, there's the Texaco service station in the Texaco Plaza.
So in the plaza, that's where everybody's been confused, because it's in the plaza. There's a barbershop in there,
and
it's all
store.
It's an L-shaped building, so it's on the back side of the Texaco. See, that's where a lot of people's been confused.
Right. Just Loafing, and Just Loafing is not new to Atlanta. He's got a place downtown Atlanta. He's been out in Ellenwood, and he also has the longest running food truck in all of Atlanta.
Good Lord. So who would have known that either?
The food is good. He's a great person, Darren Woods. But anyway, my point is, what the team here at Just for Fun Radio can do is, let's slow down, pump the brakes. Let's compile a list of places and people and things that people can do. Since we are Just for Fun, let us not talking about like we're discovering things. Yeah. Let's take a moment when we're not on the air. Let's put something together.
That's what I want to do. Write it down.
Here's a place. Here, things to do in Conyers, upcoming events. That's what we should be broadcasting.
And get somebody from each
area one of those places,
or each one of those to come in and talk
get
about
on the show. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Between somebody, that ought to be somebody's task or responsibility.
Well, and we've tried to work on that before and could never get it nailed down.
Well, we got to get it done.
And that's why, that time I went to the county saying, hey, I need to know when all these things are happening, because part of what I want to do is say, here's what's happening.
Well, well, great segue, DJ Scott, to what I was about to say when we get ready, as we're talking about Town Topic Tuesday. Let me just start off with this one. Over at Milstead Park, you and I went to the ribbon cutting, Milstead Park over in the old Milstead community. Well, the new splash park that the county has provided is really a community neighborhood splash park. It's not a big old, it's not a White Waters, it's not that kind of thing, but it's for the community. However, I'm not crazy, so let me just put it out there like that. Once we advertise that it's out there, although it's for the Milstead community primarily, people all over Conyers and Rockdale are going over there because it's a great place to take your kids to cool
And
off for the summer.
Newton. I saw pictures of somebody from Newton there.
Well, people from all over the place. The point I'm trying to make here that this past weekend, the splash park control button that controls the water stop and start was malfunctioned.
And isn't that in the ground
And
that they tap?
I received several calls on Saturday and Sunday saying basically, hey, dude, hey, commissioner, can you get somebody over here? Well, the long story short, it was broken for the weekend. We repaired it, got in there Monday. We had to also put up some new signs to say to the parents how the system works. You press it, wait a second, the water will start. The water will run for about 20 minutes, 20-minute intervals. It'll stop, then you restart it. But if you're allowing the kids to just press, it's going to mess the thing up. So we have some signs out there. I guess the point I'm making right now is parents, you got to take control and monitor the kids. Kids want the water. They're having a great time.
Right.
They're anxious to keep the water going, but you got to make sure you're there to monitor so we don't tear the park up and start costing money. The second thing, upcoming, 2 dates back to back. We want to make sure we put these dates down so we can talk about them beyond now. I'm going to give them to you right now. Here they come. We've got 2 big, exciting dates coming up. And these are things that people need to know about. And this is what I'm talking about when we talk about Just for Fun Radio, making sure we get information and education out to the public because everybody don't know about all these things. So coming up, June 27th, Saturday, June 27th, from 3 p.m. until at the Island Vibes Kitchen. The Island Vibes Kitchen is a wonderful, authentic Caribbean or Caribbean, which however you pronounce that word, Caribbean or Caribbean restaurant and kitchen that's located 1955 Highway 138 North. 1955 Highway 138 North. The Shops at East View. It's the name of the shopping center. You know, it's right behind the Fidelity Bank, right behind Los Charros is the Island Vibes Kitchen. Well, they're going to have a Caribbean festival. Scotty, we always have this conversation about mixing and blending cultures.
Yes.
This is a great opportunity. If you've never had any real authentic Caribbean food, the jerk chicken, the oxtails, the plantain, the whole 9 yards. I'm telling you, it is really good. And I know I saw the expression on your face there.
You had me on all that but the oxtail.
Yeah, well, let me just tell you, that's one of the hottest selling items at the grocery store today, oxtails. And but they got a lot of other stuff over there. You'll just enjoy the culture and the whole spirit of the Caribbean and the island type culture there. But again, that's Saturday the 27th from 3 p.m. There's going to be music, reggae, you name it. They've got it going on. And hey, man, we want to invite you to come out and be a part of it. Experience something that you never experienced before. Yeah. I went to the Jimmy Buffett thing over the A1A concert that was in Old Town. And they played a lot of different music that I did like, but at the same time, it was a predominant culture of folks of music that normally I wouldn't participate in. I had a blast.
Yeah.
I got out of my comfort zone. I had a blast, and they did play a lot of music that I can identify with. Okay.
Yeah, a lot of stuff they play, you don't realize. Oh my God, that was Jimmy. You know, you just didn't envision it. You know.
Okay. The second thing, the next day, Stephanie. Here it is. The next day. So that was the Caribbean Fest. We're talking the Island Festival on 27th on Saturday 27th down at Island Vibes Kitchen. But here's the thing. That following day, Sunday, June 28th, from 12 noon to 4 p.m. 12 noon to 4 p.m. at the Chocolate Box.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my buddy. We're having what is called Super Stupid Sunday. Super Stupid Sunday. And if you could pull up the picture of that Sunday that I made, DJ Scotty saw it. He saw it. A Super Stupid.
How many pictures ago was it for you, though?
My goodness.
If you're like me, there's no telling.
Yeah,
it's there, but
if you go to the Chocolate Box, they actually have it up on the Chocolate Box.
They've got it up on the Chocolate Box if you go there. That Sunday is stupid, is major mad. There's the promo there for it. This event is going to be crazy. Everybody that loves chocolate, when you walk in the building, you go into withdrawals or something happens to you.
Well, come on now. Think about it like Coach.
Oh,
Coach went in.
I don't know where Coach is this morning, but something happened.
He had something that was chocolate and peanut butter combined and got such a sugar rush.
He had a Holy Ghost chocolate experience.
You would have swore somebody slipped him like the date rape drug in his drink.
He had a transformation I've never seen. And this lady has.
He was having hot flashes.
Chocolate covered Oreos.
Yes.
Chocolate covered Lay's potato chip. Chocolate covered Twizzlers. Hand dipped vanilla ice cream on a cone. When you roll it in the big peanut Butterfinger candy and then dip it in chocolate. Dip it in pecans or peanuts and then dip it in chocolate. I mean, chocolate everything. Chocolate Twinkies.
Yes, saw that.
Chocolate Twinkies.
How do you go wrong with a chocolate Twinkie?
Oh my goodness. So anyway, that's going to be Sunday, June 28th after church from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. Come make your super stupid Sunday with Commissioner Oz Nesbitt. And let me tell you, this is all going to benefit the Rockdale County family of Coalition of Children and Families, the Rockdale Coalition of Children and Families on June 28th, 12 p.m. To 4 p.m. at the Chocolate Box. Where is it located? I'm glad you're writing this down on where it's located because somebody just texted me and said, where is it? 3030 Edwards Drive. 3030 Edwards Drive. Now let me simplify. It's really next door to Tokyo.
I was going to say, if you say next door to Tokyo, they kind of grab that.
Japanese.
What page was that, by the way?
Next door to Tokyo, the Japanese restaurant there, just off of Irish Drive. In other words, if you're coming down 20 and you make the turn onto Salem Road, make the first turn onto Flat Shoals. Flat Shoals will take you to Tokyo, which is the first left, which is really Edwards Drive. It turns into Irish Drive back there. But Google it, folks. Pull it up. Pull up the Chocolate Box on Google, or you can go to Facebook to the Chocolate Box. It's right there. There's a promo. There's a photo. There it is.
And I'm switching over. If you're on video, I'm going to switch over so you can see.
Super Stupid Sunday. Buddy, that thing has everything in it.
It does.
Bananas, marshmallows.
And what people don't realize is how huge it is.
Chocolate
I mean, it's
pretzel.
like a 12-inch left to right size bowl.
There ain't no way. There's one person cannot.
Okay, there's a picture of Oz holding that little girl and trying to one-hand this.
She was razzled and dazzled. She was hypnotized, baby. Uncle Oz had her in his arms, and she was like, so I can eat this.
Yeah, she was trying to look at the sundae.
It was just.
And he's like, well, and she was just like, Sunday. She wasn't having nothing but that Sunday.
Back-to-back events coming up. Let me tell you, we're going to take you to the island on Saturday, the 27th, from 3 p.m.
So we're going to heat you up on one day and cool you down on the next.
That's right. Give you a little jerk and get a little jerk chicken, baby.
No, I've never had jerk chicken.
Wow.
We need to go experience that.
Jerk chicken.
Hey, Mon.
I'm telling you, the oxtail, I would be willing to try because I do. Or have done.
You haven't had oxtail.
Deer neck stew.
You haven't had oxtail.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Didn't
if I'll do
tell me you grew up
deer
on
neck,
Candler Road.
Yeah, but I've just never.
Wesley Chapel.
Now pig ears and pig brain. Now I've been there.
I ain't eating none of that.
But wait a minute. So you want to tell me I hadn't had oxtail, but you ain't had none of that?
I'm gonna start back.
Pig brain and scrambled eggs.
I'm gonna go back to where I started off. Hell no. Hell no. Oh my goodness. Well, I will. I do eat chitterlings. For all you sophisticated folks, they're called chitterlings. Where I come from, they're called chitlins. I do eat chitlins and rice and hot sauce, baby. I do eat little chitlins.
Gizzards.
Somebody's shaking their head out there in Radio Land.
I've never heard. I had to wait a minute when you said chittering. However
chitterlings.
I've never heard them called that. I've always heard them called chitlins.
Pull this up while we're talking. I want you to pull this up. Go to Sally, South Carolina, where they have the annual Chitlin Strut. It's an event. It's a festival, DJ Scotty, called the Chitlin Strut. That's right. People come from all over the world to the Chitlin Strut in Sally, South Carolina.
So it's So, for instance, I do a festival every year called the Scarecrow Festival, and this is what they do as a chitlin festival.
That's right. Sally, South Carolina, as big as your backyard.
So we're talking people pull up, do like skillets and fry them up.
Fried chitlins.
I think I've seen this on
boiled
television
chitlins.
on like the Travel Network.
It is a huge event. RVs, buses.
Yes, I have seen this.
Funnel cakes, snow cones, and plenty of chitterlings.
See, this is why I'm trying to get a cart
Chitlins.
and everything so we can take the bus and show up to
We
these
need-
kind of
we need to
events.
go-
Yeah.
Put it up, Stephanie. When is the next chitlin strut in Sally, South Carolina? Let's get a date and let's take the Just for Fun bus over there and let's take some folks on a. You know what? That's another project for Just for Fun. Scott, I hope you're listening.
Dude, I tell you.
Do you write any of this stuff?
No,
down?
that's why I'm letting that person right there write it
I'm
down.
giving you these crazy ideas. We ought to have a Just for
I've
Fun.
learned to not try to do too much because
a
I get
Just
screwed
for
up.
Fun event schedule.
Yes, I'm
where
telling you, I've
we
asked for it
take
1,000
people-
times. So I'm
We
with
go
you.
to the Chitlin Strut. We go to the Georgia State Fair. We go down to the
Uh-huh.
Cherry Blossom Festival in Macon, Georgia. We go up to the Beer Fest up in Helen, Georgia, where they're having the Beer Fest. All of these wonderful festivals all over the place, and we just take a look at Georgia.
Yes.
Mhm.
You know, then when we were trying to work that deal out with the Discovery Channel, that was what the basis was. We were going to,
Create your own stage, baby.
We were
Don't-
gonna get
don't-
on-
You can do it yourself.
well, it was going to be
You
great
can
because
do
it
it
was going to be
yourself.
on their television.
You
Is
can
why
do
I
it
was trying to do
yourself.
it.
We'll put Anthony.
But we were going to
Bourdain.
go to a different town every day
We'll put
and
Parts
do that
Unknown.
stuff.
We'll put Parts Unknown out of business, baby.
Well, you know, I'm trying to get that. It's no try to it. It's going to happen. But I'm inventing
Parts Unknown
um,
in Georgia.
what's happening in Rockdale.
Ooh.
That's going to be able to bring in
Oh, I like
the Just
that.
Loafing
I
guy
like that.
for anybody that doesn't know he exists.
What's happening, Rockdale?
What's happening, Rockdale?
What's up, Rockdale? What's
See?
happening, Rockdale?
See, now you're starting to get the
Yeah, I
vision.
feel it,
I'm
baby.
telling you, I got
I
to
feel
slow
it.
down and focus on what my real goal here is. And that's why I'm backing up. I took a couple of days over the weekend to try to regroup. And I'm like, okay, my task for 2015 was to work with the Arts Council and get the TV thing started to have a show.
But
It
you're
would,
doing a lot
you know,
with small businesses too. You've been
and
a part
that's
of
what
this,
I'll be doing.
this whole
is-
business
Yep.
booster thing that I've been doing. You've been right
Yep.
there in the mix.
And this is part of what's happening in Rockdale, because what I want is for me and Shelly at the Arts Council to sit down and kind of host kind of what we do here on the radio show and host a night show similar to like an old school PM magazine type thing.
Mhm.
But I want us to be able to go, do you know that here's this Caribbean place down the road? I bet Rockdale. What's happening, Rockdale? I bet y'all didn't know this was right here in your backyard. And how about the guy that can maybe graffiti art, but it not just be graffiti? Like you see these cats on some of these YouTube that can take spray cans and do stuff that looks like the Mona Lisa. You know, I want to be able to accent all these little things that we've got. That's so cool. We just don't even know is here. So we got to get the ball rolling to make these people want to come out and talk to us.
Well, let's do this. Let's get our listeners involved. So we'll hear listeners out there. Listen, all our folks who tune in this morning to Just for Fun Radio. You know about several events and activities that's going around in your community, in your neighborhood, and you tune in. Here's what we want you to do. Go ahead and email us. Go ahead and send us something through Facebook to the Just for Fun Radio station page, and tell us about something that's happening in your neighborhood, in your community, things that you already know that we are not
that
aware
we don't
of.
know.
Things that we
Yeah.
are not aware of. Put us in the know. Let's say it. Put us
That's
in the
it.
know. Put us in the know, and then we'll do the other thing. What's up, Rockdale?
Right.
That's
Yeah, because the other
that
thing
gets
is
us started right
with
there.
the what's happening Rockdale, what's up Rockdale, you know, it would be great to not only just pump Rockdale, but it'd be like, did you know that just 10 minutes from your house, there's this? Like, do you know, a lot of people don't know this, that on Washington Street, outside of leaving the square of Covington, there was this old parking lot broken down where buildings once were. Somebody has set it up with similar to the old school drive-in food business where it's a little place that does like hamburgers and stuff like that. And you can pull up in there, park, order your food, all this. A lot of people don't know it's there. You drive by it, you look at it, you see the pictures on the brick wall, you see all this really cool, neat stuff, but are you stopping? Are you taking 5 minutes out of your day to stop and really check it out? And that's the biggest problem is people don't realize all this really cool stuff is just waiting for you to go take 5 minutes of your day to do it. You know, Bradley's Barbecue is right there has anybody really went and checked it out? Like, have you've driven past it, but have you gone in? Because when you go in, it's like walking into Mayberry. These people are all super friendly to you. They talk to you super nice. And that's the thing, is there's all these really cool local stuff. And, you know, Conyers and Covington, we joke and just say C-Town, and it could be both because we're so closely networked.
Yeah.
Why are we not doing more and more and more and more and more? That's the biggest thing. And that's what we got to do it.
It's going to take just
It's going to take us doing it.
It's going to take you and Just for Fun Radio getting out there doing it. We got to be the producers and not the consumers. We got to be the people who are making it happen. There's three kind of people. Let me give them to you. Those that watch things happen, those that wonder what the hell happened, and those that make things happen. Which group are you going to be in? Here it is again. Those that make things happen, those that wonder what's happening, and those who
make it happen.
I'm making it happen. That's why this last weekend I had to take a minute and regroup, because I'm like, I let too much pile up on me at once. And I started thinking, here I was, the guy that's been preaching all the positive to people, and the last month I've needed it myself. And it's like, man, I let so much consume me. And it's like, Steph, you're fixing to get more stuff to do, because in order for us to complete our task, we have to get started on the task to complete it. And we keep putting it off.
Well,
and I said, man, I can't keep doing that.
We won't bore our listeners with all our planning on the radio here.
No,
so
let's go. Keep moving.
What we'll do, we'll give them some good music, and at the same time, we'll talk about some of the great things that's coming up. So we just gave you two great items that's going to happen the 27th and the 28th here on June, the month of June. Let me tell you, June is already packed to capacity. July is stacking up real good. I know there's just folks out there that's listening, that's thinking about some of the things that's going to take place in and around Conyers and Rockdale, Porterdale, and Newton that we don't know anything about. We just gave them a charge, DJ Scott.
Yes.
And we've said those things that we are not aware of, that we know nothing about, we're asking you to text us, to chat us, to email us, to send it to us right now and say, hey, by the way, you may not be aware, but this is happening, this, that, and other. And it doesn't mean that Just for Fun Radio can be at all these things, because we can't. But we want to make sure the people are aware.
Right.
That people know about these things. My good friend, the former city councilman down in Porterdale, Robert Foxworthy, is one of the main guys, Robert, who does the big 4th of July. They have a huge 4th of July event down there.
Yeah, and that's where we normally go.
Absolutely. They have one of the biggest. They are serious about the 4th.
Oh, yeah.
The fireworks.
That's
absolutely.
right.
So I may be down there this.
Well, let me know, because that's where we go. That's the Covington's always so packed. We always end up at Porterdale because we can walk around. One of my sponsors, his building's down there, so that's where we end up. You know, we always bounce between Dirty Dogs, Jimbo's, and the Social House. So we'll be down there. You meet me down there. You meet me down there, and the Social House is doing a po' boy, and you try it.
Oh wow. Oh wow!
It's the fried shrimp, the coleslaw, and tater tots. Good Lord!
Shut up.
When you catch a free day to take a breather, just let me know and we'll go down there for lunch. You will die.
I'm gonna snatch a day for something good to eat. Let me tell you, absolutely, we'll snatch a moment out of the day. How about that? Well, I've been posted up over at the Panera Bread on 138.
Yeah, he needs an office
for the last month. No, that is my
office. I know.
No. Wait a minute, back it up. That has been my office. I've got a new office now.
Oh, really?
Because a part of this business booster concept that I have, I was posted up at Panera Bread only for a month.
Right.
Now I'm over at Awake Coffee Community.
I saw the cup.
Yeah, Awake is over there right across from the courthouse at 864 Main Street. It's in the heart of Old Town Conyers. You know where you get the jewelry place is there in Old Town Conyers? You know what?
The pawn shop?
You know where the courthouse is.
You know where the courthouse is.
Okay, if you walk out of the courthouse and keep straight across the street, you'll be at the Awake Coffee Community Store. The coffee shop right there. They're open like 6:30 in the morning.
We need to go do a live broadcast from there.
Jason and Noel Crosby, these are great people. Awake Coffee Community is a non-profit coffee house, and they've got great coffee, great tea. They have great pastries in the morning, but you get a chance to meet. You're talking about meeting the insiders, the community insiders.
Oh, yeah.
So I was at Panera Bread. That was fabulous for a month. I met a lot of people, but I've moved now to over at the Awake Coffee Shop there on 864 Main Street. You can pull it up. They've got a page. You can go to Facebook right now. You can do it while we're talking. You can do it while we're talking. Awake Coffee. There it is. Awake Coffee Community. See,
Oh, that was community.
Coffee Community, and you will see that
Oh,
they
there you
have,
go.
yeah.
And it even, I typed it in
Absolutely.
and it goes straight to Oz at Awake Coffee Community.
846 Main Street, Old Town Conyers is the talk of the town. So,
Yeah.
let me just tell you, there's Jason. I mean, everybody and their mama is hanging out in this place. If you come by on Thursday, there's a special leads group there on Thursday morning, and they're chopping it up and getting things done. But listen, there's a lot of great things that's happening. They have live karaoke. They have poetry and music. They're doing a lot of wonderful things. And here's the thing. There's plenty of people that didn't even know they existed.
Yeah, and that's the whole point, which is why what's happening in Rockdale.
There we go.
I'm creating because that's
what's happening, Rockdale.
That's my town, man.
Absolutely.
You know,
is it an expression or is it a question? What happened in Rockdale?
I think it's both. You know what I think? I think it's a lifestyle.
You know what? I like it when you said I think it's both.
I think it's both. Because not only am I saying, you know, what's happening, meaning what's happening right now, what's happening, and it's what's happening. Let me get your attention.
It's just like
because
when
you
I
need to
walk
know
in
this.
and I say, "What's up?" That's really a way of
That's
saying
right.
good morning.
That's it.
But then it also could be, "What's up?
That's
What's
right.
going on?" Right.
And, you know, I don't want to do anything to deal with anything
happening, Rockdale?
negative of Rockdale. You got the newspapers for that.
Yeah.
Reporting the news. I want to report to you like a creative loafing used to be. I want you to know these cool things, such as the conversation we're having right now.
Well, let me
Did
tell
you know you can go to Awake Coffee and check all this out?
You
I bet you didn't.
You're absolutely right. And the thing about that cup that you saw me holding, I bought that cup. It's a sustainable, recyclable cup, which means that my coffee is $2 off, or there's a certain percentage. I don't want to give the wrong number, but it's a percentage off the price of my coffee, Stephanie, because I have my own cup every morning.
Oh,
and
cool.
Absolutely. And this is a sustainable, I mean, it is really, really good coffee. Absolutely.
Man, if we could do it right.
And if you believe in supporting local
That's right.
businesses, not chains, I'm not knocking any place. I just told you I was at Panera Bread a month ago. So
but I'm
not
all
knocking
about
anybody.
little America, not big America.
And by the way, the Panera Bread that I was at is also locally owned.
Okay, that's
Okay.
good to know too.
Cool.
It wasn't. It was not a friend. It's locally owned.
You know, that's why I
Not
joke
corporate.
about big
It's
radio with
franchisee.
me. There you go.
Mhm.
So how cool would it be? We go deal something out with Awake and they become a sponsor, and so would
Mhm.
Gravity. So we got you on both ends.
I think you
We'll get you the Wake, we
Mhm.
get you the relaxed.
Well,
What were you fixing to say?
I couldn't get it out of my mouth. My words were twisted.
I'm up now. I'm up now. What I really see is the Just for Fun radio bus parked just outside of the Wake Coffee Community shop. And that we are broadcasting live on location, broadcasting live how we're here at Awake Coffee at 846 Main Street, just across from the courthouse this morning. And come by and stop and see us, step into the van, do a live remote with us, be a part of the interview, but step inside with a cup of coffee. We've got coffee. We've got, I mean, that would be cooler than cool,
Yeah.
baby.
You know what I could see? I could see everybody as we catch them standing in line to get their coffee, and we start at the back. Hey, how are you? Hey, I'm doing pretty good. You go to the next person. Hey, how are you? Oh, it's a slow Monday. And by the time we get to the first person who's now sitting at the table, how are you? Oh, I'm just fine. Everything's just super. I feel really awake now. I just love this coffee.
Or it'd be neat to do a live
Well, catch
Town
them on the
Topic
web.
Tuesday.
Yes.
That's it. That's it.
Well, you know,
Live
that's what we should
Town
do is
Topic
do Town
Tuesday.
Topic Tuesday.
Town Topic Tuesday, read it, Awake Coffee. But see, catch them on the way out there because you got to think about it now. Folks don't have a lot of time in the
That's
morning.
right. They're
I don't want to
rushing.
stand there and talk.
Mhm.
I'm trying to get my coffee, get in my car, and get to work.
Right.
So I can't stand and have a long conversation with you, Scotty.
So they're inside the main street itself, the same road that
They're
the Celtic's
on Main
on.
Street.
Okay.
No. The
Well-
Celtic is not on Main Street. Main Street is where the courthouse is.
Oh,
Main Street.
okay. I saw the railroad
Main
tracks.
Street.
I'm backwards. I
Main
see
Street.
backwards now.
Mm-hmm.
So are they similar? Okay, so if I'm facing out of the courthouse where Conyers Jewelry is, there next to Conyers Jewelry, that direction.
Right next door.
I wonder, was that the old candy shop that was the pink building?
They're right
I
next
don't
door.
know.
Yeah, we looked at getting a building there.
They're,
Huh.
they're,
We
Yeah.
need to go see them is what
they're,
we need to
they're,
do.
they're right
Yeah.
next door.
I got some time after this today. I'll run by
They're,
there.
they're right
Little-
next door. Be sure and tell them I
Little
sent you.
Richard.
He
I
said
will.
he's getting his coffee on.
Richard. Oh,
Yeah, little Richard.
That Richard. Oh, well, you said Richard.
No,
Oh, okay.
we said Little Richard,
Okay, I'm with you.
not
I
Little
got it.
Dick.
Oh,
So how about them trees?
yeah. How
So-
about them trees?
Hey, what if we decide to change this topic? What if we decide
what
to do a plant a tree Conyers? Is there something we can do to kind of help give back and us start our
I'll tell you
own
what,
community about
let's
planting
plant
a tree?
the damn tree right after we have a cup of coffee. Let's get hyped.
because I just planted this flip flop right in my mouth. So
Yes,
I'm
you
thinking
did.
I'm thinking plant a tree next.
All right. Anyway, because folks are listening, and
Yes.
they're
Yes.
starting to listen even more, and they're taking notes and they're recording.
How
They're
about this? Since you
keeping
said
up
this,
with all the stuff that you're saying, that I'm saying, and hello, Rockdale County. Hello.
do you
This
know
is
I was
Town
walking out
Topic
of
Tuesday,
Walmart yesterday,
and it's just a fun
and how
video.
cool is it? This little Nissan Pathfinder pulls up, and there's a 40-ish-year-old lady.
I was about to
Um,
ask you, did it have a driver? But go
And
ahead.
what's really funny is a lot of people had in their brain when Just for Fun started, they all had it stereotyped
Where did it have it at?
as white people in
Where-
their brain.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
And because me doing the bar life and doing
Mhm.
the motorcycle world, and what's so funny is I keep telling people is when you have limitations, those limitations are your limitations. And I try to say, listen, I'm not limiting myself to only doing bike events and only doing bike stuff, because if you have that as your limit, you'll never go past that. So what's funny is yesterday, this woman's pulling up, I'm going to push my buggy back, and I'm thinking, uh-oh, why is this Pathfinder creeping up on the back of my van? And I went, I don't have my gun. And, I'm thinking I'm in a Walmart parking lot. There's this, I just got the baby in the car, just got my wife in the car. Somebody's creeping up on me. It was really odd looking the way, because they swung right up next to me, which means they went from the right side of their lane on to the wrong side of the lane to try
I
to talk
can't
to me.
afford for you to be living paranoid.
So, well, no, but I had a lot of hate after the speeding stuff. So what's really cool is the window comes down and I look over.
Mr. President. Mr. President.
Yeah, that's what I feel like.
Mr. President.
But how about this? 40-year-old woman, black woman, with her kids in the car, and all I hear is Just for Fun, and I snapped, kind of turn around a little fast.
She just
She
wanted
goes-
a hug.
She goes, "What's Just for Fun?" And I said, "I'm a local radio station." I said, "There's no really
wait a
such
minute.
thing as that
It
anymore."
didn't say Just for Fun Radio?
Yeah, but she just
Oh,
was asking.
Oh,
So I'm already handing her a
Okay.
card because,
okay.
as I said, there's no such thing as local radio anymore. She goes, "Yeah, because there's no local radio anymore." And she said what I was saying. And I thought, how cool is it? This woman's a nurse.
Mhm.
She's got a professional job,
Mhm.
and she's interested to what I do.
And she
and-
saw your bumper sticker.
And she saw it. And I
that
think
drew her.
that's what, and I think when people then go see our page and see all the community stuff we do, that's what's helping us. And I have to continue to grow and be that person, because I tell people when it comes to playing music, I don't play for one. I play from 5 years old to 80, blind, cripple, or crazy. I
Ding,
mean,
ding,
it don't
ding,
matter.
Ding, 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 hit the bell, baby. All right, there it is. It just went off in my head. I see what you need to do, Stephanie. Let's go. The Just for Fun Festival. Let's do
Hey,
a Just for
well-
Fun festival. Stay with me, baby.
You're airing something that's
just-
secret.
Well,
You don't know. Me and Shelly's already talked about it at the
There's-
pavilion.
there's a tyrant.
Well, there's that idea.
There's a
No,
Keep going.
that'll
Keep
have
going.
people want
I'm-
to come out and do
No,
it.
because the
Just-
good thing is now you just roped yourself at it. You didn't even know it.
well. Listen, I love to be a part of the,
Thanks.
the Just for Fun festival.
We're
And
doing a music festival.
Well, I wouldn't like it. I would just simply call it the Just for Fun Festival. And that way you get a chance to have all these different restaurants. You can have different bands.
Well, what I'm going to do is bring in people that if they want to do a
Schools,
poetry thing
cheerleaders.
for a couple of seconds,
I mean,
do a
some
couple
of
of
every-
songs,
Just
anything. Everything.
that's about fun.
Yep.
But you got to have the hula hoop contest.
Oh, no,
baby.
you know it.
Yeah,
You
and-
gotta
Sounds like you're
have
going to be the first.
You got to have a hula
Look at him
hoop
smiling. He might be
contest.
the first one on that one.
And
Well,
the woman that does the face painting, you
You-
definitely
yeah.
have to get with her.
And the Dunkin' booths for politicians.
Yep.
The Dunkin' booths for politicians. You got to put your favorite politician in the Dunkin' booth, and I'll start
Write
it
that
off.
down because I know a
Because-
person with a
because I-
Dunkin' booth.
because
We'll have to come up with it.
And you got to have the pie in your face contest. If
Oz is just throwing himself all in this.
But if you don't do anything with this, I'm gonna send you an invoice for all these great ideas.
But what I was going to do is the Arts Council, but it being summertime, Shelly had brought up if the Arts Council's involved and we can use the pavilion for free because it'll be for the Arts Council. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the Just for Fun with the Arts Council so that all proceeds will go back into the arts festival for the
I
community.
love the arts. I love the arts. That
Oh,
would
and
be
she brags so
beautiful.
much about
I
you,
love
Shelly.
the arts.
I just
We've
been
gotta
throwing
do
it out
everything.
there.
Let's tone it down a little bit and just get a little serious here. When you talk about the arts in Conyers and Rockdale County, the number of talented young people, the number of talented people who want to get out, whether you're talking about arts, music, drama, acting, painting, there's so many things that come under the arts, and we've got to do a better job in promoting arts in our community and getting more people actively and involved. Let me tell you something. I really do see a big thing here. I'm not just talking. The Just for Fun radio festival, the Just for Fun festival would be a big event when you do it where proceeds will benefit the Conyers Rockdale Arts Council. That is huge.
Yes.
And people will come out. Don't limit the festival to any one person or group of thing, but have it to be the Just for Fun encompasses everybody. That's one of the great things that attracts me about this show and this broadcast. It encompasses everybody. Just for fun, and just have a great, I'm talking about the hula hoop contest, the pie in your face, the Dunkin' booth, different music, the watermelon eating contest. How about that one?
Oh, that's
my
definitely.
God. The slippery slide.
Because I
for the
was going to
kids.
try to get that done on the black asphalt so we could spray it
face
off.
painting, slippery slide, the bouncing house,
Mhm.
all of these things. Absolutely.
And I need to get with you as far as the guy that was sponsoring as the tent and rental area and see if he would like to be part of this as
Absolutely.
well.
He's the street mayor, Hubba Swift. Hubba Swift is the street mayor. His name is Hubba. Pull him up on Facebook right now while I'm talking. He is the street mayor. This young man here knows how to get the regular everyday people. Swift is
So just
Hubba,
go
Hubba.
So
Hubba.
H-U-B-A?
Like Hubba. H-U-B-B-A. There you go.
He's talking to a dyslexic guy.
That's okay. Swift. There he is right there.
There it is.
Wow. There it is. Whoop, there it is.
Because
Man,
that would just be
go ahead
something
and tell him to add you as a friend.
to
There you
find
go.
out.
Now scroll down a little bit. Now let me tell you about Hubba. He's gonna have a little bit of everything. He doesn't discriminate. He shows it all. He shows it all. Absolutely. But he has a powerful influence to make things happen. Absolutely. So anyway, Just for Fun Festival would be a serious opportunity to bring the community together.
Yeah.
You know, you can make that an annual event.
Well, and that was the hopes is to be able to do it. Now that they've got somebody in that's running the arts council that wants, me and her sat down and thought we were going to have an hour lunch / meeting. It turned into 4 hours. Shelly, when I said, Shelly, I need to be able to
Shelley
look at
Siebert
you and say,
is dynamite.
painting is art, poetry is art, music is art,
She
not
knows
just
this community
plays.
through and through.
Yeah, and she
And-
said art is art. I want
And
everything.
I'm looking forward to in the days ahead
Yes.
of really partnering up with her and a lot of other folks within the city of Conyers and the entire community of Rockdale to make sure we move this community ahead when we talk about arts and activities for our entire community. We have a big enough community, as you said a moment ago, Teacher Scotty. Why do we have to go all the way up to Atlanta? We have a lot of the same kind of amenities and talent right here to create a better quality. People
That's
are
right.
always looking for. I talked to a school teacher, and she tells me she got 2 small girls.
Mhm.
She says, "Hey, Commissioner, I drove all the way to Noonan to take my girls to a play to see Charlotte's Web." I said, "What? Noonan?
Noonan.
You drove
You're
all the
talking
way-
over an hour.
Yes."
Dealing with kids
but-
and potty
but-
potty breaks.
But wait a minute. She said it meant that much to me to expose my girls to a quality play.
Yes,
So as a mother, she took the drive.
that's right.
What if we offered that same type of right here?
Right here. And that's why I'm confused.
and-
Why is it not happening?
Well, I won't say it's not happening.
Well, you know what I'm saying.
because over
It's
at
happening.
Shelley Siebert and the folks over at the Paula Vaughn Black Box Theater, it is happening.
Yes,
The problem is people don't know about it.
right.
That's where Just for Fun Radio comes in. Our job is to educate, inform, communicate, make sure people are aware.
Yes.
People didn't know anything about the Islands Vibe Kitchen. They didn't know anything about the Island Vibes Caribbean Festival. They know nothing about the Chocolate Box and the Super Stupid Sunday event that's going to take place on June 28th. They don't know. They're relying on us to get the word out. So wait a minute. There's another initiative we've been talking about. Don't forget, folks. Don't want to glaze over this. You know, we've been talking about Operation Slow Down.
Yes.
I've been getting a lot of emails, a lot of calls. people are saying, all right, Commissioner Nesbitt, don't forget there's other roads other than Underwood Drive.
That's
and
true.
I said that in the broadcast.
You
up
did
front.
say that.
We
You
were
did say that.
highlighting Underwood, but I've got a lot, and there are other places.
Oh yeah, it's
And
not just
listen,
here.
Scotty, we got to take it to the streets. We've
Oh,
got
yeah.
to take it to the street. One lady sent me, Stephanie. She says, my brother, doing school hour, he catches the bus, but he's slightly vision impaired.
Mhm.
She says,
Ooh.
can we get a vision impaired sign out here to
Yes.
let the motorists know that there is someone that lives in this general area that walks that's a little slightly vision impaired?
Right.
Because she says they come through Grenade Road.
Mhm.
Grenade Road. Y'all know Grenade Road.
Yeah.
And it's over there by Heritage.
Yes.
Yes.
And you know, it's got curbs and
Yes.
Heels and they're
and
dipping.
it
Yeah.
is dangerous.
Right.
So now
Yes.
think about us who are not vision impaired.
Well, we already
And-
don't
and-
see enough.
right,
Imagine
right.
somebody who can't.
That's my point. That's
Man.
my point. So I want to continue. So then there's a sign. Go to my page again. Go pull this up again. You saw it yesterday. Old Town Conyers. I had to turn around and stop. There's the sign there that's Rosamore. I'll come back to that one. Drive like your kids live here. Slow
Yes,
down.
I'm supposed to
dude.
get some of those types.
Slow
made.
down. It says drive like your kids live here.
Right.
In other words, would you run over your kids?
Right.
Slow it down. This is in Old Town Conyers.
That's right.
But I'm talking about the entire Conyers and Rockdale
Right.
community. All right.
It's the whole lack of respect. You know, the thing, and I kept telling everybody
Safety.
about everybody
We're
else's
talking
kids.
about safety.
You know what never occurred to me is my grandbaby who lives with me is 1. I should have been
Mhm.
saying on the news, I got a grandbaby, not just my neighbor's kids, my grandbaby.
I
And
love
people
them.
need to
I
think
saw
about it.
this sign in the yard of one of our residents there in Old Town. You see the back of it. That's Old Town Conyers.
Yeah.
It says drive like your kids live here. That means slow your
That's right.
tail down.
And Kathy
Slow
Bragg
your
explained to
roll.
me that
Slow your
somebody had this sign
Mhm.
and said that we needed to get a bunch of these
we
printed.
need tons of those. But now go to the next one. The next item here on Town Topic Tuesday. So we're saying, folks, slow down all over Conyers and Rockdale. We want to talk to you, not about you. Go back the other way.
Go back
And,
this
and
way.
let me just talk about this.
What's that one?
Now we have a bill payment drop box. It looks like an old mailbox there for the people can pay their water bill. The convenience of pulling your car up,
Mhm.
opening up the slot, and dropping your bill there with
Right.
the envelope with your check in it. We're not encouraging people to put money in that box.
No cash.
Because,
No cash.
I really have some suspicions about why that box is really not there. I hope people didn't put cash in it. But anyway, the box is gone because
Really?
somebody damaged the box with the vehicle. So now we got to get a new box. So you can either pay online, you can pay by phone, or you can go inside. I'm one of the old school guys when it comes to paying certain bills
I want to have a
I
piece of
paid
paper
my
handed to
bill.
me.
at the water department
Yep.
inside.
That's right.
Mhm.
I
Get a receipt
just listen, honey, I got a junk drawer at home
full of receipts.
full
Me
of
too.
receipts. And there's a lot of obvious reasons. I'm gonna keep it real. You know, I keep it real. Why every time I pump gas or buy something, I get myself a receipt.
And you know, I'm
That's
trying
my-
to focus
That's
on
my
that too.
alibi. My alibi as to where I was and what
That's
I was
right.
doing at a certain time.
That's
baby.
right.
Alibi.
Yes, it is.
You know, it
I'm
only
gonna-
makes sense if
I'm
the
gonna
hit the
get-
fan. You can say, dude, I was not
I
in
need-
Augusta.
I
I was
need-
right here on
I need-
138.
I need a receipt. I need a receipt. So I put a posting out there. As you can see, we talked about the fact that you have to pay. We're working on getting a new booth out there, a drop box. And Michael Myers, if you roll up his smart addict, roll it up a little bit more. He had some smart. Well, look with that. Is the box going to be okay? Did the box make a comment? If my payment is late, ... It was in that box.
I wish
Y'all
I knew
lost
he
it.
was listening
You
because
know,
I'm going to call him and say, so how's your box? Is your box okay?
You know.
Did she come home last
You
night?
couldn't just be like Miss Sandra Giles and say thanks.
Stephanie's just giggling. So let's speak about Michael Myers for a second. Let me tell you about Mike Myers' picture. I want to go on there and say, caption this. So is that him trying to kiss her and she's going, talk to the hand?
Is she giving him the hand? You ought to put a caption on
Is-
there. Type a note right now. Is she giving you the hand or what, man?
That's funny.
Well, let me tell you something. You see how beautiful his wife is, right?
Yeah, she
Yes.
dated down.
Let me tell you something. She don't play the radio, buddy. I think she's got a computer chip in him. And she got one of those GPS trackers.
Yeah.
She tracks that joker.
That is
Yes,
hilarious.
sir. She don't play Miss Michelle don't play the radio. Absolutely.
Good
That's
Lord.
funny.
I'm having a slow start this morning after not being here on Monday. I feel like today's Monday. I had so much going on yesterday.
Well, let me
Well,
just tell you.
it is kind of our Monday.
Yeah, I'm telling you, this weekend seemed long.
Monday.
We're doing good though. So the pictures I see of the park, you can see the kids already out playing again. That's exceptional
Well,
right
I
there.
took the second set of pictures yesterday, Stephanie, and they were grown folks.
I've not even been out there
They were
other than the ribbon
grown
cutting.
folks. Mhm.
I haven't been out there yet.
Mhm.
It's a nice little area. You can work out, you can walk. I think what was it? 8 laps make a mile. Is that what it was? Something like that.
Yeah.
So you know, it's just really cool.
Well,
You
if you
can
go out
do
there,
these things.
you do one lap out there in that
Today.
heat. You go that one lap in that heat,
Oh
and
my
you'll be in the
gosh.
splash park.
That's right. That's
cooling
right.
off.
Yeah, man. Today they're saying 92 very quickly. And I was laughing. Joe Leeper yesterday, who works at a mechanic shop, I was laughing because he got into work yesterday and at like 8 a.m. it was already 85 degrees. I said, hey, since you're there, could you make me a jacket and some matching shoes since you apparently work in a sweatshop? Because it was hot. Just think about that. And then the doors open, they start moving all these cars in, which is just increasing the heat.
I just got
Today will be a day.
I just got a text that says, "Can y'all please give out the call in?" He says, "Nobody's called in this morning. I want to call in."
Well, it's on the app, and I guess for everybody
What's
that's
the number?
watching
It's
video,
678
760
760.
1556.
Give it to us one more time.
678
678
760
760.
1556.
yeah, we're gonna make a commercial to play with that,
Absolutely.
so that on break we can tell people to call in.
And there's another thing that I think you can do too, because this is really good. It's cool to have your folks in the community listening. If you had the sheriff saying, "Hi, this is Sheriff Levitt, and I'm tuned in to Just for Fun Radio."
Yeah.
Hi, this is Commissioner Oz Nesbitt, and when I'm in town, I listen to Just for Fun Radio. Hi, this is the Fire Chief, Dan Morgan.
He's
When
on it
I'm in
today, ain't
town,
he?
I listen to Just for
I'm
Fun
running slow,
Radio.
and he's been awake.
Or you get somebody that says, "Hi, I'm the school superintendent, and I listen to Just for Fun Radio."
Yes.
And get what is Tony Lucas's job now?
Hi, I'm the city manager for
City
the city
manager,
of Conyers,
yeah.
and baby, I listen to Just for Fun Radio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And see, I got an app on my phone with a
What's
little
up,
microphone that
Rockdale?
plugs in
What's
to do
up,
that.
Rockdale?
Yeah, when they find out I'm gonna do What's Happening Rockdale, it's gonna be like,
So,
wow.
my good friend, Mr. David Ship, over at Puritan Cleaners on West Avenue,
Oh,
the one that you had a nice little
But we
debate
made
with.
up. We
No, no,
made
no,
up.
stay
We
with
made
me.
up.
Let me do this.
Go ahead.
My good friend David Ship over at Puritan Cleaners on West Avenue, when I went in to pick up my
Mhm.
dry cleaners, he was smiling from ear to ear. He says, "I think I stepped on the toe of one of your buddies." I says, "I already know it." I says, "Y'all stepped on each other's toe."
Yes,
But he
we
said,
did.
But he said, "But we did do a group hug
Yeah.
and have a kumbaya." I said, "I heard that too." He says, "But I like what that guy's doing." He said, "Because he's bringing awareness." And I said, I explained to him, David, just who you are and why you too are so passionate. And I said, "David, you ought to come to the show."
Yeah.
So- and he said in his voice, "Let me see, can I get this?" When I think that's what I do.
And
that
see,
kind of sounded like him.
believe it or not, half of the problems that have occurred with people watching the video, it's almost like a click in their brain. They only see a piece of it, kind of like people only hear what they want to hear.
Mhm.
And then once you start explaining it, like some woman was calling me Zimmerman and blah, 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 blah,
Yeah.
blah. And then when people started responding, going, this is happening on his street. If this was your kids, what would you do? Then it was, oh, I support this now. It's like, really?
Well, you know, when you talk about people only seeing a portion of a video, it really, this gets me every time. Every time on the news, there's an incident, especially lately when it's involving the police. We don't see
We don't see what leads up.
what
to it.
led up to
Yeah.
some of what we see.
Yeah.
And I do say that some of what we see don't look good, but we
Right.
don't see a lot of the things that transpired before we see the hottest part of it, because people will sensationalize media and news and information and get folks all ramped up. Back in the day when you say you're going to egg it on, you egging it on
Right.
by creating the hype. And
Well, most of the
polarizing
time,
it.
think of what it takes for you to go, oh my God, I should be videoing this. So it's already been happening. And then you go, oh, I need a video.
Absolutely.
And it's already been happening.
Well, let me just tell you, I can't count the number of times when I was in law enforcement that I had to say repeatedly to people, just leave. Just go home. Just leave.
Right.
Just go home. Just leave. Please leave. Please leave, ma'am. Please leave, sir. Go home. That's okay. I'm not taking you to jail. Leave. I mean, literally begging someone to leave a place to avoid arresting them.
Yes.
And it gets so to the point they're not hearing you. They're not listening.
That's right.
And now you're therefore control, peace, and order.
Yeah,
and
your main objective's been changed.
Control, peace, and order, safety for everybody.
Right.
And you get to a point after begging and pleading so long, again, this person is just not taking my advice.
And then do you have to worry about your safety?
They're just not doing what I'm instructing them to do.
Right.
And now after so many attempts of asking them, begging and pleading that they leave the scene, I've got to take them to jail.
Yeah, and that's not good.
But now, and here's the thing that's really heart-wrenching for the officer. There's a crowd of people listening and watching you beg them to leave.
Yes.
And no one takes it upon themselves to say, he's telling you to leave. Why don't you leave? The officer is telling you to leave. But the moment you say, okay, I took 20 minutes, 30 minutes begging and pleading. Now I got to take this person to jail.
That's right.
Now here comes the crowd. Well, why are you taking it? You didn't say a darn thing when I was begging for him or her to leave.
Right.
Now I've got a job to do because I got to think about the overall safety for everybody. Now you're giving me grief.
That's right. Well, it's like I posted yesterday, or the day before.
People
how
see what
sad
they
is
wanna
it?
see.
People
hear what they want to hear.
Exactly. I said people
you, buddy.
want to be mad that the cops aren't doing their jobs, and then when they do their jobs, they want to be mad because they're doing their jobs. How do you make anybody happy?
It's a catch-22.
That's right.
And it comes with the territory. Let me just say that it does come with the territory. Right. You can't be in law enforcement not just law enforcement, Stephanie. You can't be in the people business. You're a DJ. You're a community
God,
DJ.
let me tell you,
you're going
it's
to make
stressful.
some people happy at 9 a.m. and at 9:15 you're going to piss a lot of people
That's
off.
me.
Oh, yeah.
Who am I going to piss off today? And that's part of last week's stress because dealing with all the videoing for weeks ago of the speeding, then having the truckers mad at me, and then one of them actually stopped and we hugged out in the street. And I said, "Listen, I'm not trying to get you guys in trouble. You just got to respect the fact that if a kid walked out here, you would take a life." And then they go, "We understand. We are sorry we're doing that." But again, there's been so much hate sent at me last week.
Know what?
I'm just like, we got to move forward. I've got to let it go and move forward.
Stephanie, Scotty, if people would learn to separate two things, personal and business.
Right.
Yes, exactly.
When you understand what's business, you'll focus on what's business. There's a time and place for everything. When you understand what's personal, you'll be able to put it in its respective place as being personal. But when people make decisions to carry out a duty or a job or a task, that's not personal.
Right.
What you are doing and what you are doing as community is personal because it's part of your passion.
That's right.
But it's the business of you being a community advocate.
Yeah. Well,
To advocate on behalf of safety.
My neighbor yesterday said, "You're speaking for the people."
You have got to put it in the right context yourself, and people understand. That's why you don't make it about you.
Right.
It's not about DJ Scotty.
Right.
It's about Conyers, Rockdale, Newton,
That's
Portdale,
right.
the people of the community, your listeners.
Right.
Just like music you play. If you sit here and play all the music you like,
Yeah. Who are you going to have listening?
right.
Well,
So-
now if you play all the music he likes, you're gonna have all kinds of listeners because he likes a whole lot of different music.
that is kind of true, but he means in general.
I know. I had
He
to put
means in
some
general.
laughter in
I'm
it.
the
Come
only.
on now.
I'm the only person
Thank
that
you,
will
Stephanie.
play.
Thank you
I'm the only one that would play James Brown
Thank you very much.
mixed with Led Zeppelin because
Which-
I'm bringing. You know what? I'm bringing the
Can you
chocolate and the
find
peanut butter
James-
together.
Can
You know,
Can you find James Brown hot pants?
I can find it.
Hot pants.
Which I saw the
What's
movie
up, Rockdale?
Get On Up.
Uh-huh.
That his life
I'm
story
wanting to see
yesterday.
that.
I've seen it
It's on
twice.
cable.
Get on up. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man, that man was a beast, wasn't he? Oh my God. But there's a running video on Facebook of him actually teaching dance. James, can you imagine that? James Brown teaching dance,
How about this?
trying to show somebody how to dance his style.
If
That's
you
amazing.
could go back in time,
Oh Lord.
and I've done this as a questionnaire, and this goes out for all my listeners. I want you to separate it though into different categories. If you could go back in time and shake a person that's a musical person's hand? Would you Ray Charles? Would it be James Brown? Would it be Chuck Berry?
Jimi
But
Hendrix.
Jimi Hendrix.
Lou Rawls.
See, you know, when I look back at some of the
Nat King Cole.
when I look back, I have to separate it
Marvin Gaye.
to musical
Mhm.
instruments like Chuck Manzoni. You know, if I go back to that guy, if I go back to
Ella Fitzgerald.
yes, I mean, can you imagine going back into the time frame to be able to walk into the studio
B.B. King.
when Chuck Berry
my
or B.B.
gosh,
King picked up a
yes.
guitar and said, "This is what I'm going to do," because you got to think that was the explosion of when the world changed musically. Or could you go back and see the guy that's deaf and wrote a symphony?
Curtis Mayfield.
See, think of
Mhm.
all these,
Otis
and
Redding.
that's not even looking at if you could go back and just meet any person in time and what questions would you have for them, you know, because think of some of the hardships that some of these people had to go
Mhm.
through
Michael Jackson.
to be where they're at. Exactly. Can you imagine going back meeting Michael Jackson at 12,
Elvis
right in the middle?
Presley.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I mean, the list.
John Lennon.
Yes.
Oh my
Oh my
God.
Can you
imagine
John
going back?
Lennon.
Oh my goodness.
See, that's what
Yeah.
I do.
Wow.
And it makes people, and that's why I love playing music, because I say, playing music, I can take you back. I can play a song to make you think what park you were in when you were 13 getting caught kissing a girl. I can play a song to make you think of your parents. Like, I've got a Luther Vandross song that I don't play a whole lot because it's a real slow song, but it's talking about if his daddy was here
Dance
one
with my
more day.
father.
Yep.
Dance with my
And
father.
dancing with
Oh
my mama in
God.
the kitchen, what I would do to see that again.
When my wife and I were dating, because I'm a
Mhm.
Luther Vandross fan, I remember Let Me Take You Out Tonight.
Hmm.
Can I take you out tonight?
And that's the power of music.
To
And that's
the
why I love it
movies,
so much.
To the park.
I get
I
wrapped
have
up
you
in my
home
business,
before it's
but that's
dark.
the point.
Can I take you out? I'm gonna sing you an invoice.
See?
But
See?
you know, when you talk about,
I mean, come on, some Barry
going back
White.
in
You know what I
time,
mean?
Right now, CNN is doing this thing called the 70s. Oh my goodness. And it takes you back, the sitcoms, the people, the faces, the voices. Remember Walter Cronkite, and that's the way it was.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Did you know Bob Schaefer just finally retired from CBS?
No, and see, that
Bob
I've been so
Schaefer-
busy. I
Bob
haven't.
Schaefer just retired from CBS and 60 Minutes. 40
40 years. Think of what the world's
40
done
years
over that 40.
in broadcasting.
Mhm.
One of my all-time favorite news mine. I'm mine. Can I talk about
Go
mine?
ahead. It's all about, that's the reason Just for Fun exists. I want everybody to have an opinion, you know,
Dan Rather.
even if it's wrong.
Dan Rather, the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather.
Oh yeah.
The CBS Evening News with Dan Rather. Dan Rather was the man in my book.
See?
He was the man. Now, I'm a big fan of Anderson Cooper. I love me some Anderson Cooper. But back in the day, Dan Rather was, and my grandmother got me hooked on 60 Minutes, by the way,
See?
because she didn't play. Boy, sit down and get this channel turned.
That's right.
The 60
My grandma
minutes.
was the same way.
Watch that 60 Minutes.
That's right.
I get home right now on Sundays, and I'm waiting for all that sports stuff to get the hell out of the way. 'cause I
That's
wanna
me
see
as a kid.
60 Minutes.
I think the reason
I'm
I don't like
serious.
sports, I don't pay attention to sports, is because when in the 70s growing up, my great grandparents, both hard of hearing, and I was the remote control because they didn't have that back then. It was twist knob. And all I remember hearing is the of the crowd of the Braves game, the Hawks. And then if the football was on. And that's all I heard was sports
Remember
all day Sunday.
Remember the black guy on 60 Minutes, Ed Bradley?
Yes.
When he put the earring in his ear, my grandmother lost it.
Oh, I'm sure. That time frame.
Why does
Come
he
on.
have to have that in his ear?
Yeah.
And she kept saying, they're not going to have him long.
Yeah.
They're not going to
He
have
won't
him
be
long.
here long. Yeah. And look how long.
Yeah.
See, you look back at all those really cool things.
One of the best, absolutely. But all of these wonderful memories. And the thing is, our kids don't know a lot of these things about
Mhm.
this. Last night, I was with Rogers Gautier
Mhm.
at one of the Mexican joints. In,
And Rogers, he's a super great guy. I love Roger.
Rogers was talking to a young lady about basketball. He said, hey, we were right over there at Pine Log Park. We had Dominique Wilkins. And this is what the kid said.
She didn't know.
She's 18 years old. Wait,
Yep.
I want you to hear this. She said to herself, she kept saying, Dominique Wilkins. Why did I know that name? Dominique Wilkins. Why did I know that name? And Rogers tapped me on the shoulder so hard. He said, let's get the hell out of here. He's like, she don't know who Dominique Wilkins is. I said, Roger, she's just a baby. She's 18 years old. She has no clue as to who he is.
And
And
how about this? Jacob just said, don't leave out Dean Martin.
yeah, I was also
Can you
thinking
imagine sitting
Janis
down
Joplin.
and having a talk with the Rat Pack?
Oh yeah.
Can you
Sammy
imagine?
Davis Jr.
Just,
oh my
God,
gosh.
I love Sammy Davis. Can you imagine?
Yeah, because he's hilarious.
I would have loved to have just somehow or another walked up on a set while filming Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis.
Yeah.
Just one of them stupid movies they did. That would just
Yes.
be, heck, how about the Three Stooges?
Oh my. Yeah,
Can
that
you
would
imagine?
be awesome. Yeah.
So I didn't want to leave out. Jacob had sent that, and I didn't get to talk about it. But yeah, that would be cool. Just to be able to do that, to be able to see some of that stuff,
Just
and,
amazing.
it's just amazing when you think of where we are. We don't have a lot of limitations anymore. I mean, our technology has allowed us to. Hello, look what I'm doing. Our technology has allowed us to do stuff, and it seems so simple. But you think back to when these cats had to do it, and the technology didn't exist. You know, black and white movies with no sound. You know, and it was like frame per frame, slow, Charlie Chaplin type stuff, you know?
Nick says Roy Orbison and Elvis Presley.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh,
Roy
yeah.
Orbison was kind of like in a league all by himself back
Yeah.
in those days, you know?
Oh yeah.
Otis Redding.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I just look back to some of these people and go, good Lord,
Duke
can you
Ellington.
imagine?
Duke
Just
Ellington.
Good.
Count Basie.
Because I remember we used to watch American Bandstand and then it go right into Soul
Dick
Train.
Clark, baby.
So, yeah,
Jim
think
Morrison.
about it.
Mm.
And I watched The Doors the other day. I watched
Yeah.
that movie again. I tried to watch something about the Kurt Cobain.
Yeah.
The hard part with trying to watch this movie that was really him. It was somebody with a camera that was videoing him and
Mhm.
Courtney Love, but they were both strung out on heroin.
It was
Wow.
so hard to keep up
You
with.
couldn't, you as a watcher, as a viewer trying to watch this, he's pumped up out of his brain.
Mm.
She is too. Somehow the two of them are communicating, but I don't understand how they could even understand what each other were saying. Like you could hear the words, you could understand their words, their sentences you couldn't understand, but these two actually knew what the two of them were talking about. But then you look at it and go, how could somebody so amazing be so messed up?
Yeah.
But it
yeah.
happens.
Have you ever thought that President Richard Nixon looked a little bit like Ed Sullivan from the Ed Sullivan
Yes,
Show?
and I've
Yes.
joked about that. Yes.
Absolutely.
Cousins.
What did you do? What would you do to interview Oprah Winfrey on Just for Fun Radio?
Man, it would be
Oh.
wicked. So how about this? Speaking of Oprah. So have you seen Selma?
Did I see the movie Selma? No, I have not.
I just watched it the other night. I sat down and
Have
watched
you
it.
finally? Have
Yes.
you seen
The
it?
reason I ask is the guy that played the crazy, mean sheriff that did so much damage in this town. He's been on my show, and he said, "Let me tell you how hard it is to look at Oprah, and it doesn't matter if you're trying to be in character and you're trying to be this great actor. You're looking at Oprah, and you're having to call her the N-word and call her a biatch, and you're having to push her down." He says, it took me 6 or 7 takes, and she's looking at me going, look, you got to do this. And he's like, I can't. You're Oprah.
Well,
I can't do that to you. You're Oprah.
Let me get out. We are on Just for Fun
We're,
Radio,
we're,
right?
we're, we're real.
I'm
Let's
getting
do
ready
it.
to go down. It depends on how much they're paying me, baby.
It's Oprah, man. How do you do that? You know,
For the
and
love of money.
for the love of money, right?
For the love of the moment.
He's saying he'd slap her so hard her great grandkids would
Good
feel
Lord.
it.
All I-
Ain't that right?
And the only sound out here was ching ching.
I would just, you know, but
Oz Nesbitt, did you just say that? Did you just? I can't believe you said that.
I'm going to have to dedicate the song When He Leaves by Prodigy called Smack a Biatch Up.
You know, we have yet to take a commercial break.
I know, but once we get
I
going, it's
know,
good
we-
sometimes.
It's the talk of the town. This is
Yeah.
Town Topic Tuesday right here on Just for Fun Radio. Commissioner Oz Nesbitt, DJ Scotty, and Stephanie, my cousin. Actually, it's Mike Myers' cousin. And I think Mike is probably going to be calling in. Because give that number one more time. So somebody's calling in. I got to get out of here. I got some folks headed my way because they want to talk to me. So that number is
678-760-1556.
you're tuning in to Just for Fun Radio.
Hey, how do you feel about this woman right here? We've got the guy
Yeah.
with the NAACP
Yeah, I
that's going
was
to come
gonna
back
tell
in.
you,
I'm
Thomas
glad-
is coming in
How
tomorrow.
weird is this
I
conversation
can't
with
wait
this
to
lady?
hear from Thomas on this, but let me just tell you, since you've asked me about it, I don't see the problem myself at all.
No, go for it.
Here it is. I don't know. There's something deeply rooted personal as to why she thought she had to tell a lie that she's black and she's really white. I'm not caught up in that. I don't care. You could be a zebra or polka dot to run the NAACP. Thomas just came in here and educated all three
Yes.
of us
Mhm.
about the NAACP. It's not just for black folk. But I don't know, for some reason, this lady decided that she wanted to make her life appear to all these people in the world that she's African American or black, whichever word is comfortable, the word that you want to use. I don't know what that is about. That's a personal issue with her.
Yes.
Now, in terms of her being the president of a chapter of the NAACP, I don't give a flying flip what color you are.
That's what
If
that's
you're
the
standing
tripping.
for
Yes.
what's right and standing for what's good, it doesn't matter whether you're blind, crippled, crazy, black, white, straight up, gay, Republican, or Democrat. That has nothing to do with taking care of people. Absolutely nothing to do.
And if I close my eyes
So-
and I'm hearing the message is still the message. My thing is, and this is only just a point of view,
her
there
issue
is something that made her feel that she needed to hide it. And I don't mind that she had to lie about it. But my question would be, she didn't do anything criminal. So
It's personal with her.
it's personal. This is a
I mean,
family
her-
thing.
Her personal identity is her personal identity.
That's right.
It's an issue with her.
But nothing. I don't think she should be fired. But they're trying to say she misrepresented. But she didn't
Well-
misrepresent anything in a legal standpoint,
now-
other than what? Checking the wrong box
let me
on your
say this.
application.
Well, she did have some lawsuits that she was saying she was being harassed because she was black.
So
Oh.
let me bring it together. Let me put on my other cap here and let's say this. I think it's important that this lady, number one, I'd love to hear her express and explain her reasons for telling the world that she's black and she's actually white.
Right.
Okay, I like to hear her speak on that. Now, in reference to whatever advantages or disadvantages or whatever kind of category you like to place it in, I think that's something to be dealt with or addressed. But I'm speaking more about her ability to lead a local chapter of the NAACP, and I don't have a problem with it. She can come in there painted pink, red, blue,
That's
green,
right.
or psychedelic like the 70s, and it wouldn't matter to me if she can effectively get the job done. Here's the problem I'm having more than what she's possessing. Black folk and white folk who are black or who are white who ain't doing a damn thing,
That's right.
who are ineffective. I've got bigger problem with folks who are what they are and they ain't
And
doing
they can't
nothing.
do nothing. Because
You
let
know?
me tell you, when I put a shovel out to dig a ditch, the color doesn't get the ditch dug.
Mm-mm.
If I a paintbrush,
You know,
a police officer, the color doesn't affect the job. The job affects the person.
this whole thing could be chopped up and debated in any kind of ways.
I just figured I'd ask
not-
because we were
well,
just
you
shaking our
asked,
heads
I gave
because
my answer
I'm
to
like,
it.
I don't think it matters.
I'm not going to, it's the same way I feel about this. I'm not going to spend time deeply talking about race. I'm going to spend more time engaging with people of other cultures
Right.
Right.
and building relationships with people of other cultures.
That's right.
That's what I'm going to do.
I want to widen my
Instead of
horizons,
talking
man.
about it,
Mhm.
I'm going to be about it.
That's right.
And I think the problems, some of the problems, well, we need to have a forum on diversity. We need to have a forum
No.
on race.
We could
need
have
to
done that 50
we need
years
to have
ago.
No. I'm not participating in a rally. I'm not participating in a march. I don't want to be in a round table discussion talking about nothing else in that regard. I want to be about it. If you want to stop it, be a part of the solution. You
Well,
say it all the time.
I keep saying all the time this, we the people. So if I'm all about we the people, we having our rights, we the people. Now, not one part of this did you hear me say these people.
When I think
It's we the people.
when I think about moving Rockdale County forward, this is what I think on the local level. I don't think when the fireman shows up at your house that you give a flying flip as to whether he's black, white, female, male, straight, gay, Republican, Democrat. You don't care about that.
Yeah.
All you're concerned with is that he or she puts the freaking fire out.
Can you visualize the
Local-
put me down because
local-
you're black?
Local,
Really?
Local leadership is not about all those issues that people try to make them about on a day-to-day basis. When my car hits a pothole and you're behind me,
Right.
your car hits that same
That's
pothole,
right.
and you stand the chance of the same incident
That's
or
right.
accident that I do.
Yeah, my minivan
That
and
is-
your
that
Jaguar
has
is
nothing-
hitting the same hole.
You-
Not Oz's Jaguar. I mean,
the plane,
people
the
in,
plane,
in-
because he's
in
on
reference.
Fantasy Island. The plane. So
That's a good one.
local
Did
politics.
you just say you want a jet?
plane.
Is that what you said?
Boss, the plane,
I'm
the
gonna put.
plane. I'm not Creflo. I'm just saying.
See, I was about to make that joke, and he was on it too.
Fantasy Island, buddy. You know, all I'm saying
But
is,
what can happen to one can happen to any.
let's just serve the people and
Yeah.
let's do what we need to do and let's bring people together. So this thing with
Exactly.
this lady, I think is deeply personal as to why she's lived all these years telling people that she's black instead of white. But more importantly, I like the fact that she got out there and led this chapter. And I hadn't heard anything negative about the chapter itself. But we're getting caught up in, I just,
My thing is, you know how much
Here-
important
here-
stuff's out there, and we're listening to
let-
that.
Before I lose my thought,
Go
let
ahead,
me say
go ahead.
this. I'm not concerned about her issue with her own personal identity, just like I'm not concerned about Bruce Jenner deciding to be Caitlyn Jenner. That's Bruce Jenner's issue.
That's
That's
right.
Right.
That's
He's the
his,
one living it.
That's his business.
Who are we to judge?
That's his business. If you want mustard on your hot dog and I want ketchup on mine,
I don't know what he wants on his hot dog. I don't know why you went there.
Scotty.
He went there. I don't know why why did you bring that up,
if
Oz?
you want to go over to Daisy Lattimore's place, the chocolate box, and you want
Dip chocolate,
dip
really?
Oreos, if you want chocolate dip Twinkies, if you
Oh!
want your Twinkie dipped in chocolate, if you want your
That's
Oreo,
a whole nother NAACP
chocolate.
comment, Oz.
if you, I'm just trying to bring this thing full circle here. Then that's your business.
Oh my God.
If you want toast instead of biscuits, baby, that's up to you.
And we have a winner.
Winner, winner.
If you prefer a pancake over a waffle, that's up to you.
Oh my God.
If you want pasta instead of a salad, that's up to you.
So did you just say that you wanted a heavy girl instead of a thin girl?
I said I wanted Kool-Aid instead of soda.
He got me on that one.
We thank you for
So you
tuning in
want
to
something
Just
flat
for
instead
Fun.
of fizzy?
I want something that's sizzy. Gotta give it a little sizzle.
Oh, God.
All right, now it's 9:00. You got to get moving, right?
I got to get out of here, baby. I got
All
to
right,
bust a
man.
move. We got to talk to you, not about you. Listen, it's been great this morning. We had a lot of fun talking about a lot of different things here on Just for Fun Radio. Don't forget, you can always reach me direct. All those listeners, I want to hear your tough questions. I'll take the tough questions, all the challenging questions. Bring them to me, baby. 770-624-9446. 770-624-9446. I'm looking forward to seeing you on June 27th at Islands Vibe Kitchen for the Caribbean Fest. Next day, June 28th at the Stupid Super Sunday over at the Chocolate Box, 3030 Edwards Drive. It's going to be a fabulous wrap up to the month of June. I'll be back in here on next Tuesday, talking it up and keeping it clear right here on Town Topic Tuesday and Just for Fun Radio.
All right, everybody, we're going to go to a commercial. I know we went over a little bit, but hey, when we have Oz in here, it's all about the energy, y'all. All right, here comes that James Brown song he was asking for. Give us a few minutes. We have commercials. We'll be right back. Do what? Yeah, I got the best of.
Does the Caribbean place I meant to ask you on air, do they have alligator?
But both folks, I mean, just local, he's got alligator.
Is that where the alligator
Yeah, go back
is?
to my page and scroll up. He got the alligator up there. And yesterday, grand opening, he had Big Game, also had
Crawfish dip.
Crawfish dip. Buddy, it was so good. Absolutely. Guys, gotta get out of here. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yep. See you later, dog. Absolutely. Have a good one. Okay. Keep it straight. Now, listen,
Trying
real
to.
quick. Y'all got to be true. Just one festival. All the tours. You can take. I gotta get ready.
Okay. Talk to the monster. So when you get done and you get back out here, go to the fun thing. There's a message from the lady at Gravity.
Not get done. And it's also ruining who I am because I'm not able to have fun anymore. I'm so freaking stressed out. I've got to get me. I got me under wrap. Need to hit me.
Yeah, this local place. Oh, it'd be some good eating.
Do what?
This just loafing place. It looks like it'd be some good eating.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, we're back. Man, look at that right there. That is a bucket full of crappie. Good Lord. That's sandwiches. I mean, each side of that fish is one sandwich.
You know, I've never had crappie. I've caught them.
Can I tell you something? Your husband tells me he's had crappie a lot when he eats the food you cook.
Well, he's telling on himself because I don't cook. He cooks on the grill. He does. That's
you
where a
tell
lot
whatever
of
lie you want.
I will.
I heard you boiled water and you got it wrong.
No, I boiled water and had a fire.
And
there's a difference.
That was all wrong, Stephanie. I don't know that you quite grasped that idea yet, but that was all wrong.
It wasn't my fault. It wasn't my stove. It wasn't my fault. It really was not my fault.
Stephanie.
It wasn't.
Stephanie.
What?
You were only boiling water. How could you blame it on the stove? It wasn't my stove.
Because the pot was too big.
Chick, we've already heard you know how to handle your pot.
Well, that's beside the point. But and when I turned it on, it started coming up around the pot, but it was
Again,
was
how do you
aluminum
blame that on the
foil.
stove?
There was aluminum foil underneath it that grease had been caught in, and yeah, it caught fire. Yeah, I see where I want to go eat lunch Thursday. Go get some gator and try it out. Have you ever had gator?
Yes, I've had gator balls.
Yeah. Are you
Stephanie, they don't have balls. It's gator. They're like nuggets.
Yeah, and they're not called gator balls. They're called gator tail nuggets.
No, when you're at Bite Week and you're in Daytona, they're just called gator balls.
Well, that's where the first place where I had it was, Orlando, Florida, and they called it the gator tail nuggets.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thanks for PCing that one up. But anywho,
that is what they called it.
so did you see the thing? There's a guy, and of course it's in Australia, who was having problems with his sheep disappearing. He's not finding anything to do with the sheep. Like, it's not like a wolf got it and you saw some fur on the ground. Like, the sheep was disappearing and he couldn't figure out what was going on. So he decided to put up good Lord, just for fun.
Good morning.
What's happening?
Oh, not much. I know there's a 30-second thing, but I apologize. I had to tell a funny story about Gator.
Go ahead. It's
My
a movie
daughter-
with Burt Reynolds.
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay.
My daughter goes to a place that's, I think it's off of like Old Jackson Road. It's not there anymore, but used to sell exotic meats such as bison and gator and different things of that sort. And we got gator bites is what they called them. And it was an appetizer. And it was pieces of gator tail. And we told my daughter that, and she was probably 7 or 8 at the time, and she was just eating them and loving them. She's like, oh, those are so good. Well, we found, she picked a piece out, and one of them was literally a circle piece. It was, the way that it was laid out was about the size of a quarter, and it had a hole through the center of it. It was literally just a ring of meat. And she goes, ooh, Daddy,
So gator donut?
I told her it was the butthole.
Oh my God.
Let's just say she doesn't eat gator
So
tail
bad.
anymore.
Oh my God.
Oh, it was
That wasn't very
absolutely
nice.
hilarious. It was fun. That's all.
That is hilarious.
But you know,
It
if you
just happened to cut out the right way, and
Yeah, it just happened to.
if you have the Chick-fil-A
I bet that's
nuggets,
because it looks like a donut. It's the favorite part of the, cops like it too.
there you go.
Keep going, Steph.
if you have the Chick-fil-A nuggets, that tastes a lot like the gator nuggets. Or at least to me it does.
Well, I guess gator does taste like chicken. Then,
Uh-huh.
Steph,
It really does. The chicken nuggets at Chick-fil-A, they taste a lot like the gator nuggets.
Interesting.
At least the ones that we had in Orlando, they did. And they had
That's
the
because they substituted chicken down there.
oh, and they had the swamp sauce that you dipped it in. It was really good.
Interesting.
Steph, I just feel like moments of my day are just kind of twisting away, and I'm in that spiral whirlpool going down the edge of the toilet right now, feeling like I'll just never come back from where I was. And as I say that, she shows me that purple pea thing that the girls are using that's advertising on Facebook. So like I'm already feeling like I'm spiraling down a toilet with the tidy bowl man. And she points to show me the picture of the pea thing. Steph, you already pee standing up.
No, I don't.
And you do it with a friggin' funnel that you got out of the truck. It's what you usually pour your oil in with.
All right,
No,
well,
She lifts her hood. I says, I'm going to pee. I look over and all I see is this big red 2-foot funnel. I'm like, what are you doing? She said, well, we use it for putting in oil and putting in radiator fluid. So I figured it'd definitely help get this out. I'm like, okay, Steph.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah, he's
All
so
right,
bad.
I'll let you
Ain't
guys
he?
get back to it.
Okay. All right, later.
All right.
Good Lord. Yeah, I swear it feels like Monday. I'm so just out there today.
Yeah. No, I open up my Facebook and that's the first thing that pops up.
Yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't have said it that way.
Maybe
but-
you shouldn't have said it that way, especially since when she's standing there peeing, she looks like it's a penis.
Yeah, purple penis.
Yes.
So,
how about them trees?
John Stamos was busted
Yes,
over the weekend.
tell this, because
for-
at first all they kept saying was he was taken to the hospital and nobody talked about why he was busted. Or is
Yeah.
this two separate incidences?
No, it says that he was so out of it that they did take him straight to the hospital.
Okay.
John Stamos was booked for DUI Friday night in Beverly Hills and was allegedly so out of it, police sent him straight to a hospital. Beverly Hills officers responded to a call around 7:45 p.m. of a silver Mercedes driving erratically, and when cops stopped the vehicle, they felt Stamos needed immediate medical attention. He was driving by himself. The officers handcuffed him at the scene, and then paramedics transported him to a hospital.
What if he had really been slipped a date rape drug or something and wasn't actually responsible
For his
for
actions.
his actions? I bet you a lawyer will be fighting that one, kind of that directions.
Yeah,
when I say
'cause-
it like that.
Yeah, my father-in-law got a DUI for using his asthma spray. Because
Well, you can't, believe it or not, back in the day when Primatene Mist was what you had to take for asthma,
Mhm.
that was the situation. My dad, who was a police officer, said that you can't use Primatene Mist and then get stopped to do a breathalyzer because you will fail the breathalyzer.
Right. And that's exactly what happened because he had swerved, and it was here in Rockdale County. He had swerved because he had reached down to pick his asthma spray up because it had fallen onto the floorboard, and he used it, and then the cop pulled him over, and because he swerved, they gave him the breathalyzer test, and he had just used it. And
Right.
it was a prescription one. It
Right.
wasn't the Primatene Mist, but I mean, it's one and the same pretty much. And so, yeah, he had to get well, of course, he got an attorney and had to get a note from the doctor and this and that. And I don't know if they convicted him of it because this was back in the 80s. This was, it was a while back. If Travis was listening, he could probably chime in, but he's trying to get that job done so he can get home. But Amanda Davis, the news anchor for Channel 5,
Yes.
she was arrested over the weekend for her second DUI.
Yes, and that's what I was going to say. Explain that a little bit.
Let me pull it up real quick. But and this is the second one that she had, and the first one, what I was reading about it, they dropped it even though she was driving on the wrong side of the road. And I don't understand that. I'll bring it up and then I can't find it. How about that? So, but yeah, they said this was her second one. I hate my thing.
I hate your thing too. So do you want me to go to sports while you're figuring this out? Let's go to sports.
Yeah, go to sports real quick.
Here's sports with our good boy Brad.
And then I've got it pulled up now.
Good morning, Just for Funners. Happy Tuesday. And yes, this is your Coach's Corner with Brad Johnson. And last night up in Boston at Fenway Park, your Atlanta Braves take down the Boston Red Sox in a first of a 4-game series, I do believe, 4-2. Rookie Williams Perez is undefeated on the season for the Bravos. They will get back at it tonight, a little after 7 o'clock. We got some U.S. Women's World Cup coming up tonight at 8 o'clock. The women will be taking on Nigeria this evening, so I will be supporting the United States women's national team. But gonna have to be doing a little channel flipping because it looks like the Golden State Warriors will be playing Game 6 versus LeBron James in Cleveland tonight. Golden State wins. They win the NBA championship for 2015. The Chicago Blackhawks in the NHL last night took down the Tampa Bay Lightning and win their third NHL championship in 6 seasons. Little bit of a dynasty going on there, but you know what? I don't really like Chicago. Can my team even sniff a championship? You know, come on, give me a damn break. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and the Just for Fun crew. This has been your Coach's Corner with Brad Johnson. You guys have a great day. Do it just for fun. We'll see you.
There you go.
We need to get him in here again.
Yeah, he has a good work schedule though. You know,
Yeah.
he's a little busy.
Yeah, just a little bit. He got to clean them teefies. But so, okay, I've got the story up. DUI arrest is the third. Here I was thinking it was the second one. Is the third for veteran Atlanta news anchor Amanda Davis. She was charged with driving under the influence early Monday, the same day that she was scheduled to make her return to local airwaves. The arrest also marks her third DUI charge in Metro Atlanta. Cobb County Jail records show Davis, 59, was arrested at about 12:50 a.m. Monday and charged with DUI and failure to maintain lane. She was released about 5 hours later on $1,650 bail. Cobb County Police spokeswoman Alicia Chilton said Davis was pulled over near Atlanta Road's intersection with Cumberland Parkway, a location about half a mile from the home address listed on Davis's booking sheet. An incident report obtained by the Atlanta Journal-Constitution provided few details. I observed a Mercedes failed to maintain a single lane of travel on Atlanta Road southbound prior to Cumberland Parkway, the arresting officer wrote in the report. The driver of the vehicle, Amanda Davis, was placed under arrest for DUI after I conducted a investigation. It was the second DUI arrest in less than 3 years for Davis, who was in her 26th year at Fox 5 Atlanta when she was charged with drunk driving in November of 2012. She was ultimately found not guilty in that incident in which she was accused of driving the wrong way down Piedmont Avenue in Midtown and hitting another car. That she was ordered to perform 20 hours of community service. In 1991, Davis was arrested in DeKalb County and charged with DUI and speeding. Police said at the time that she was weaving across lanes on Covington Highway and staggered out of her vehicle. Her then 7-year-old daughter was also in the car. Just dang, she has a lot of issues with this drinking and driving.
Sorry, I was trying to pour this beer down my throat. Could you repeat all that?
No. And you know,
What sucks is look how long she was, you know, maybe an icon is not the word, but
yeah,
a person in public eye.
Yeah.
And now it's like, really?
Yeah, and then in 1991 to be drinking and driving and have her 7-year-old kid in the car. That is ridiculous.
What were you thinking? What were you thinking?
And I would like to know how she got out of the 2012 one, found not guilty when they say she drove the wrong way and hit another car. I mean,
look,
I don't know.
nobody,
I guess money.
I was just going to say, you know, it kind of goes back sometimes to who you know.
Yeah, because
I know that's horrible to face and that's a horrible thing to say. And I know people want to say that that's not how it works. And so other people say, yes, that is exactly how it works.
that is how it works. You know, money will buy anything because she was arrested Monday at about 12:50 and was released 5 hours later on basically $1,500 bond.
But the catch is if I don't know, because I was just going to say is if normal people get in trouble like this, do they get away with it too? But again, we're making assumptions based on, you know, who she is. The problem is we don't know. I mean, truthfully, we don't.
Yeah. Which that's true. But still.
But I mean, you
She
hear so
needs-
many other poor people get in trouble. Like I saw something on a Bell's Bondsman trailer, sellers, Bell Bondsman,
Mhm.
and it says good people make poor choices or something. You know, it's just good people get in trouble too.
Yeah, they do.
But if you do it once, that's an accident. If you do it twice, it's not really an accident anymore.
If you do it 3 times, it's a problem.
I mean, it's just come on. You can't do it over and over again and say, "Oops."
Mm-mm.
You know, you keep doing it, and you can't oops it anymore. It's kind of you kind of screwed up at that point. You know, and there's nothing worse than what if she would have hurt someone.
Exactly.
I'm sorry does not put back the paralyzed guy's freedoms of walking around.
Mhm.
You know, and oops doesn't, I'm sorry doesn't put back a child's life. That's the problem.
Yeah,
that's the
what I was-
downfall.
That's what I was gonna say. What if in '91, when she had her child in the car with her, and was crossing the lanes, you know, what if she would have had an accident and would have killed her own daughter? Yeah, that's just crazy. Now here's another little news story I found. Police charged Florida man who hired hitman who killed wrong guy. A man from Florida and 2 others are now facing charges in a 9-year-old homicide. According to authorities, Joseph Rosebrook, 59, of St. Cloud, Florida, hired Chad South of Ohio and a man named Daniel Ott. Apparently, to kill a man named Daniel Ott. Excuse me. Apparently, there was more than one Daniel Ott in the area, because the Daniel Ott that was slain was not the same man that Rosebrook allegedly wanted dead. Another man involved in the plot was identified as 57-year-old Carl Rosebrook, who was also from Ohio. All 3 men were arrested on June 1st and charged with conspiracy and aggravated murder. So how about that? He hires someone to go kill someone, and they killed the wrong man.
Ace. And you're and you're responsible for any of it, by the way, because you paid for it.
Mm-hmm.
So you're still going to go to jail for conspiracy of murder.
And murder, because even though you killed the wrong man.
Well, explain again. So somebody went to kill somebody for what reason?
They didn't say the reason.
But
It
the
doesn't-
guy just killed the wrong person.
Right.
So he's still going to prison. It's just, what a dummy.
Yeah, he's charged with, all 3 men are charged with conspiracy and aggravated murder. It's somebody up, I
I
guess.
see. It's my wife coming down the
Okay.
steps.
Because
We keep hearing noise, so we wasn't sure what we were hearing. We got a baby running loose upstairs.
yeah, that knows how to open that door, by the way.
I know. I got to change the doorknob today.
Yeah, because one day, I think it was last week,
Yep.
the door opened and she was
Thanks,
just
Stephanie,
blah,
for
blah, blah,
airing
blah.
airing my business like that. Appreciate that.
No,
You hussy.
it ain't even like that. Not meant to be. So did you see where all these shark attacks are happening?
Yes, I wish you would go swimming there.
Why?
Because why not?
No,
Take a bite out of crime.
no, no.
The
I don't go
sharks, the
swimming
sharks
in
would look at you and be like, "Yep, she tastes like chicken."
No, I
It
don't
sucks because
go.
one little boy lost a hand and another person lost an arm.
Yeah, within like what, 9 hours of each other?
Yeah. And they're saying, here's the downfall behind some of it. People, please listen to me when I say this.
Mhm.
Don't swim near a pier.
No, Lord, no.
People are cutting fish up and all that blood's dripping down in the water.
Mhm.
People are taking fish and running big hooks to them, which they bleed, and they throw them back in the water. They're attracting these creatures
Mhm.
to try to get them on a hook. And then people are swimming around a pier. I'm not calling people stupid. I'm just saying don't swim around a pier. The problem is the first bite took place next to the pier.
Yeah.
Then 9 hours later, not even 2 miles away, was the second bite, but they think it's the same shark. Well, if he already ate near the pier and he's just swimming down the coast, 2 miles is nothing for a shark.
Mm-mm.
So it's horrible. This is absolutely horrible, but this kind of goes back to that's why I'm real leery about swimming in the ocean.
Yeah, I don't like to swim in the ocean.
You're in their world. I mean, duh. You should look up the video. I did this on YouTube the other day. I'm going to go to YouTube and find this real quick. But it's a great white versus a killer whale. And these people ride up and they see on video a killer whale and a great white getting into it. I'm saying they've never seen this before. This has never happened until this particular time. And just wow. It like I said, it has never been seen until this one particular time, and these people have it on video.
Yeah, they were talking today this morning also that there's somewhere in Florida, imagine that you can just look down and just see the sharks. And that's going on here recently. I mean, I'm not swimming.
Well, they showed a place this morning that there was two having a little bit of a feeding frenzy right there on the beach. And you see 90% of the creatures are out of the water.
Yeah, because what people don't realize is a shark can come up out of the water if the tide's right or whatever, they can ride the waves in and get something and then take it back. Because they show that all the time on National Geographic.
Good Lord.
Yeah, a shark can get
froze.
A shark can get you in ankles deep worth of water.
Ankles deep?
Ankles deep. They sure can.
Listening to this, they can get you in ankles deep water.
They can.
Ankles deep, I say. Ankles.
Ankles deep.
What do they do to cankles?
They get them too.
They get cankles too?
They get them even better.
Just saying. Cankles. Cankles, y'all.
I'm sorry. I'm not swimming in the ocean.
The freaking internet is acting stupid.
Yeah, I think that's what was going on.
All right, everybody, we'll keep it going. So we're at 9:30. We got 30 minutes left. Let's run to a commercial. I kind of feel like we lost our pizzazz a little bit today, just because it is kind of like a Monday, as crazy as that is. Everybody hang tight. We'll be right back. It's just for fun in the morning. I've got a song coming up, I'm sure. I'm slow today. I'm sorry. I didn't get any sleep last night. Zaylee, if everybody saw the video, she was singing at 1 something in the morning. I didn't get any sleep. So I had to go out to the sofa. We'll be right back, everybody. It's just for fun in the morning.
Is it just Zaylee and Crystal up there?
Yeah.
That's too funny that Zaylee running like that sounds. No,
I'm telling you, I didn't get anything to sleep.
I was up and down. Ah, he's out of town, but he'll be back tonight.
They didn't want to let go.
I heard her yelling.
Never act like that. She wanted a hug. She walks up going,
She's too cute. Damn, that coffee smells good. And I don't even like. Who about said a wordy dirt? I don't even like coffee. Something happened. Something happened she didn't like. So is Crystal off today?
no, she goes in at 12. It goes in at 1. Something like that. It's all just for fun. I hate to think I got to call friggin' AT&T again because all my crap's running slow.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Yep.
If they can't get it right.
All right, all you just for funners. So, what else we got today?
Well, you know, over the weekend, Saturday night, went and saw our boy Jamie racing his in the dirt track race, which that was pretty neat to see him out there. He was doing good. He was having a little bit of issues, and needless to say, about mid race, maybe he had a wreck.
And who is this?
JMO.
JMO wrecked.
Yes, but in his defense,
There's
I
no
personally-
defense for that.
well,
You suck. No, I'm kidding. No, I was going to ask how that went because all I saw was pictures, and he says, you know, that he's got the bent frame or something. I saw a couple of pictures.
yeah, because and
So
his-
give us the redneck analogies of what actually happened.
well, they were having a 25 lap race for $1,500 to the winner, and you know it was not the super fast cars, but it was the fast cars.
I can't stand when people go, that car was really, really fast. So how fast is real fast? How fast is really, really, don't answer me yet. How
Okay.
fast is real fast? How fast is really, really fast? And how fast is really, really, really fast? So say what you just said again, but explain it better because you are on a radio station. I had to explain to Mike when Mike says, that's a visual comment. And I'm like, no, you have to have a paintbrush like Scotty has. The Lone Ranger was a radio show way before it
Yes,
came on television.
It
So
was.
you have to learn on radio how to paint things, paint visuals. So I want you to explain this, Sir Redneck.
Sir Redneck, really? No,
Well, trying to be funny and Miss Redneck just didn't come out right.
well,
Sir.
I got a new name Saturday night, and I'm just saying.
Yeah, but
Billy
you can't
Jack-
say that over the radio.
Yes, I can, because they said I'm
Not what Travis called you.
No, that was Friday night. No, Saturday night. Billy Jack, our wrestling, my
Yes.
wrestling buddy, he gave me a new nickname. He said I am officially the Redneck Queen.
And what the hell kind of crown do you get? Is it like a pop top?
It is
tan
not a
so-
toilet bowl.
Oh my God!
It
Keep
is
going.
not a toilet bowl.
It's the seat for the toilet.
That's
Wear
why I
that-
said
Wear
it's
that
not.
around your neck. Well, you said toilet bowl. I was keep going.
But
So
Any-
JMO's car.
Yes, JMO's car. I was trying to find exactly the class that it was, but you have.
If it's you, it's no class.
I think it's called the super
Oh,
late
no.
models or late models. But anyways, it's you have different classes, and it's the next to fastest car that they run there on the dirt track. It's got a weird look to it. It kind of looks like the NASCARs, but it's different shape. But by the time they get out there and they're running so fast, Jamie's class and the class after Jamie's class, the dust is just unbearable because they
Because
can't.
it's dirt track.
Yeah, because it's dirt track.
And you wondered why I wasn't going to let you take any of my gear out there.
Oh, we wouldn't have. We
Oh, no, but y'all talked about it. And that's why I was like, you ain't taking my stuff.
yeah. I mean, we didn't even. It would if we'd have taken it, it wouldn't have even got brought out because we didn't sit by the track. Because for me, Travis, and Ashley to sit by the track, it was going to be $75, and we were
Holy
like,
cow.
yeah, no. So we sat,
Does that come with a hooker?
Tell me about it.
Good Lord. Because
But-
somebody was getting screwed.
Exactly. But
But that's not JMO's anything. JMO's
Yeah,
nothing
that
to do
has
with
nothing
that.
to do with
I don't,
Jamie.
I don't, yeah, that's the track people.
yeah, that's the track.
That's why I
people.
quit going to the Lanier Raceway because they started trying to make a killing off of it. And it's like,
Mhm.
good luck with that.
Well,
Because when it's just like a bar. When you start yanking your prices up, making your
Mhm.
prices unbelievably stupid, you get less people. And then you think, well, because we're not making the money we got to raise the prices, which means you get even less people. So keep going.
we stopped going there.
I'm making up for Mike being here.
We
Or
not being here. We stopped going because you couldn't get a place around the track because they sold all those. But anyways, back to Jamie's race. It was like it was getting to be the last race because they had their race and then there was one other race after them. So they were among the last to race. So of course, the cloud of dust was just unbelievable. And you've got these cars that when they were doing their track lap, they were running 13 seconds around the track. So you can imagine how fast they were going. And I wouldn't have personally been done it because it was
Been doing it?
Excuse
Oh,
me.
Lord.
Because it was just a cloud of dust. So as he's coming,
So was the race called the Dust Bowl?
it should have been. So as he's coming out of the turn, or he's coming around the turn, there was a wreck in front of him. A lot of dust, so he couldn't see it.
Ended up hitting somebody due to a bad situation.
Yes, it wasn't his fault. Wasn't
Right.
the track? Well, Travis said.
Well,
you can't
unfortunately,
blame
it's
the
just
track.
it's just like NASCAR. When
Yes.
one car gets in a pileup, they all get in a pileup. I mean, yes, you can blame the track. Why was it not watered back down?
That's what I was saying. But Travis said they couldn't have watered it back down because it would have been too slick. But this was for money. They should have watered it back down.
Right.
But it was fun. We hated to see him wreck.
Yeah, and the other part is he is a small business trying to have a little bit of a hobby, and the
Mhm.
problem is this is an expensive hobby.
Oh yeah,
So that means he has to pay for it himself.
exactly because you heard what he was saying before the car even gets on the track. How much it was costing him?
Yes.
It was like $1,000 just to go.
Mm-mm.
So, because gas,
Right.
all that stuff. But it was fun. We're gonna try to go back this Saturday because they're having some kind of Father's Day special because Father's Day is Sunday, and Billy Jack's
And what's that
gonna
got
have
to do
his,
with racing?
because they're well, how crazy is it though that NASCAR will not race on Mother's Day, but they will Father's Day?
Well, you rednecks kind of look at racing different.
Yeah, I guess
Like
so.
y'all are like, how many guys? I don't care. It's Father's Day. I want to watch the races there, man. That's what I'm talking about. Give me a PBR. Come on, give me that Bush beer too. Come on. Just
No.
saying.
No, the Mick Ultra.
Whatever. Not that many rednecks drink Mick Ultra. You know why? Because they look at it as a frou-frou girly type drink.
My daddy drinks it.
Do you want me to call your dad a name or something? Are you like setting me up to see what I'll say?
No,
Okay.
but my dad drinks it. I drink it. I know a couple of people that drink it. Jamie's class is called the limited late model, and then you have the super late model, which that was that's the faster cars. But then in Friday night, I had a fight with a ladder.
A ladder?
A ladder.
Okay.
I missed the bottom rung as I was getting out of the pool and getting off the redneck deck.
Mm-hmm.
I missed the last rung of the ladder, and I ended up falling into the ladder and then falling backwards into the deck.
I'm lost.
I know.
Why is there a ladder on a deck?
Because it's the redneck pallet deck.
Where?
It's at my friend's house. It's a above ground pool, like you get at Walmart. You know, one of those $600 pools.
Yeah.
Well, it's put up on one side of the fence. On the other side of the
Wait.
Okay.
Put up on one side of the fence.
Yes, because there's a fence in the backyard.
I'm waiting for this one.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it gets good. I'm trying to pull up a picture of it.
So it's set up next to a fence.
It's set up next to the fence. Yes. So on one side of the fence is the pool. The other side of the fence is the deck that kind of leans over to the pool.
So the deck goes over the fence
Yes.
to the pool.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm trying to.
Why do I hear this as some stupid redneck thing and I'm going to be questioning Stephanie? Why? That's what I'm going to be questioning.
There's the deck.
Turn it so I can see it more. What the hell? What the hell do you? What makes you rednecks do the things y'all do? Like, who saw that and said that was a great idea?
I don't know, but I was going down the ladder.
I mean, look, I'm already looking at this I see two 2x4s nailed together at a 45-degree angle, which makes it about 10 feet long, and it's a brace.
Yeah, that's what I caught my back on, by the way, because when I fell.
Okay, because you're still fixing to tell me how you were climbing this orange work A-frame style ladder up to the pallet deck.
Yeah, I was climbing down with my hand, one-handed.
If that was built correctly, I guess it would be okay, but that's awfully weird looking.
It is weird looking, isn't it? But I
understand if you got all them free pallets, why not, right? Because that's the redneck thing to do.
Well, I missed the bottom rung on the ladder.
You do realize what you're pointing at is the wrong side of the ladder to be climbing on anyways.
Exactly.
You're an idiot.
I did not know that.
That's not even big enough for your feet to go on. Why would you put your little hooves on that? That's not even that's the back side of the ladder. Keep going, Steph. How intoxicated were you?
Let's just say vodka was involved.
So were we 3 sheets to the wind, or was he already the sheet in the wind?
We was the sheet in the wind.
Good Lord, girl. When are you going to learn? I make the joke all the time that stupid should be painful, but you're fixing to explain why it was painful.
Oh, trust me. So
not that the whole idea about being on a pallet deck was a bad idea. Not that you had to climb a ladder was a bad idea. The fact that you just climbed the wrong side of the ladder seems to be the bad idea.
One-handed, too, at that, because I had a beer in the other hand.
Watch this.
But I never spilt it. I never spilt the beer. And the whole time I felt
I got 4 broke ribs, but I never spilled the beer. I made sure what was important was safe. You're a reject.
But I missed the bottom rung, and you see the rocks underneath there.
Yeah, so that meant you twist your ankle.
Yeah, I've got bruises all over my foot, too.
I see the sprained wrist, which she's got a wrist guard on today.
Yes. Which I'm still trying to figure that out. The only thing I could figure is
yes, little Richard. He says, "Is there a hey y'all watch this involved?" Yes. Anna, what had happened was, and I'm looking at this picture. I'm gonna send little Richard this picture because anybody that wants to see this picture, please text me. I will be more than happy to send you this picture because I'm still at this point looking at the picture, going, Stephanie, what part of this? Turn that around towards me so it's flat. What part of this was a great idea?
Yeah, because when I missed
because you can already see that the 10 to 12 foot 2x4 at a 45-degree angle looks like something you're just going to trip over, and then she's basically saying, "Yep, that's what I fell on." That's bad.
Yeah, that's what I fell into.
And it's the wrong side of the ladder. Let's look at the equations. We have a pallet deck. we have a 2x4 nailed to another 2x4 to make it 10 something feet long at a 45-degree angle. Then you've got a ladder that's sitting up over some rocks.
Mm-hmm.
And she climbed the wrong side of the ladder.
Mm-hmm.
So paint me this image, oh, smart one. Were
It
you already in
hurts.
the pool?
I was getting out of the pool. Actually, I had already
So you were
swam,
getting out of the pool.
which everything.
on,
So
hang on.
everything's wet.
So you're getting out of the pool with a beer.
Yes.
And you walk over to this totally blitzed and decide, yep, I'm going to walk down that with one hand, wet feet, and the wrong side of the ladder.
Mm-hmm.
So where was your thoughts?
I wanted to go home. I wanted to go to bed. I was ready to go home.
You almost ended up a bed called a hospital.
Oh yeah, because when I fell and
What lesson did we learn from this?
no more drinking and swimming, or at least trying to go. And
No, Stephanie. No. Drinking and swimming in the mud hole, drinking and swimming
Oh,
in
yeah,
the river,
that's-
drinking and swimming in a swimming pool. There should be no more drinking and climbing on redneck crap.
yeah, that's true. Because I've got bruises.
What the hell?
I've got bruises on my butt. I've got bruises on my back. I had a bruise. Well, it wasn't a bruise, but it was a place from.
And this is
the
the same
top of
place
my
y'all ride
head.
four wheelers,
Yeah.
apparently, because I see the big dirt hill.
Yeah, there was a mark from the top of my forehead down the side of my face where apparently I got the side of the ladder when it smashed into me after I fell across the 2x4. Yeah, I was spitting blood. My nose was bleeding because
You're so
caught
lucky
me
that
like
you didn't
this.
puncture a lung, break
I'm
a
lucky.
rib.
Yeah, lucky I didn't break my teeth.
When do
but-
you when do you rednecks look at something and say, I don't think that's a good idea? I mean, what, like, I look at stuff as the years have gone by. I was the cocky, crazy one, jumping off of anything, rappelling off of anything, climbing any cell phone tower. I didn't have a fear of heights. I was riding 180 on a crotch rocket. I had no fear. Then one day, I started looking at stuff, and it was almost like something you'd see in a movie. I could just look at something and then go, here's what I see happening. So I don't do these things anymore. What
Yeah.
part of you just looks at something and says, this is going to be fun? And you just don't even think.
Well, I didn't know I was.
How long can I put my hand on that grill before I drop my beer?
I didn't realize I was going down the wrong side of the ladder.
Ye-
I really did.
Can we back up a few equations here? At what point did you think getting on a pallet
Well, I was.
deck sound like the good idea?
I was.
How did you get in the pool?
I climbed up the ladder.
Pause. So you climbed up the ladder knowing it probably wasn't a good idea.
Mm-hmm. It was the only way to get in the pool. Yes, I climbed up the ladder, got on the pallet, and then jumped into the pool.
I'm just going to look at this picture of Mick Jagger because it's the only thing I can look at and feel like I'm actually understanding something, which I don't really get. I just don't see it, Steph. If you already, I still look at this and say, at what point, at what point in your brain, yeah, that's a good idea. I don't see it.
Well, I asked them how sturdy it was, and they
If
said it was
I
pretty
turned
sturdy.
on 3 chainsaws and said juggle these,
No,
why? Why would you not juggle them?
I don't know.
Because you could just what? See
I'd
getting
cut
hurt
my
maybe?
hand- yeah, I'd cut my hand off.
But how do you see chainsaws and fear chainsaws, but you don't a friggin' orange ladder on the dirt
See, that's
over big pieces of slate rock on a makeshift
that's the
deck.
front, top of it.
made out of friggin', and you know what's stupid is you see that white thing right there? That's called a pull ladder.
Yeah, I know.
That pull ladder could actually be used correctly, but you rechecks have built a a pallet deck that covers the dang pull ladder
I didn't do it.
that has
but-
handrails on it.
yeah,
Here, turn that picture around so I can take that and send that to Little Richard since I know he's listening. Because that's even funnier. is that not only do you see that the deck is over a chain link fence, you can see that there's the real adequate pool ladder that goes with the pool that has a rail around it so that you don't fall down.
Yes.
But you know what the first problem behind all this is? Drunk redneck. That's the number one problem.
Yeah. Because
when do you learn
or went down the right side?
This reminds me of a dog that just has to keep messing with the skunk. Just has to keep messing with that skunk. And you go, you better stop. That skunk's gonna spray you. And the dog just keeps on and on and on until or the dog messing with a porcupine. Keep messing with it. Keep messing with it. And I don't get it. It's just like I look at you people sometimes, and I say you people because I am classifying some redneck people. I look at it sometimes and go, at what point did somebody not say, I don't know that this is such a good idea?
Don't know that it's safe. Well, I was asking them is it safe?
Asking who?
The guy that
Stephanie,
owns it.
pay very close attention. Asking who?
The guy that owns it.
The guy that
made it.
The guy that built it and thinks it's okay.
Yeah. He said that.
So if I walked up,
get on it all the time.
If I walked up and saw a guy drinking some nasty Ace sweet tea, and I go to take a sip and it's disgusting, and he says, well, I think it's pretty good. Think of who's drinking it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything,
it was dangerous.
Look,
I'm not gonna
everything that happens in life is always, there was this one time, you might drive 100 times drunk, but one time is going to be that time. It's just funny.
Oh, trust me. I'm lucky I didn't break my hand.
I'm looking at your hand in a brace right now, and I'm thinking the same thought.
There is a knot
which hand was the one you had the beer in?
This one.
So your left hand's fine.
Yeah, my left hand.
Your left hand's just fine because you were holding the beer.
But I dropped it.
Chick, what's more important, the beer or yourself? Because I find it funny that you're like, but I didn't spill the beer.
Because that was supposed to be the joke part of it.
I know. But the
hand,
the hand that you needed to catch yourself with is the one that's hurt.
But well, that's why it's hurt, because I caught myself with it.
Again, if you would have been climbing the right side of the ladder without the beer and had both hands on the ladder and your feet on the ladder, and
I had not only did I have my beer, I had my sandals, I had a towel.
Oh my God!
I mean, I was doing it one-handed because I had a towel, I had the beer, I had my sandals, I had my shorts. I had. We're
gonna have to end this show with some Reverend DJ Scotty. It's gonna be like, dear Lord, please look after the redneck. Please make sure that she does not do any more stupid things that could endanger her life or any others around her. Would you please look after her and her dogs as if right now we don't know which one is smarter? And she's thinking about it.
Yeah, probably Buttercup, because Buttercup would have never went up the ladder. Neither one of them would have gone. Buttercup, Rain, neither one would have gone up the ladder.
Their dogs, Stephanie. They can't go up the ladder.
But I'm surprised Travis. Apparently, Travis isn't listening anymore, because he would have chimed in and said, that I didn't spill the beer because the beer wasn't open.
I'm confused. Was she wearing beer goggles? And this is a redneck statistic waiting to happen.
Well, first of all, it was like 12 o'clock at night, maybe 11:30ish, 12 o'clock. So yes, it was dark because it's not well lighted around.
Lighted.
It's
not well lit
around the pool.
Oh my God, you were lit.
Pool.
That's the problem.
Yes,
you were lit.
I was lit.
At what point, Stephanie, do you realize that drinking is dangerous to your health? And
it's very dangerous.
And I don't mean
health.
your liver. I don't mean just your liver. I mean your whole body. At what point do you wake up and say, I got to quit doing this?
Oh, Saturday morning when I woke up and
But you're only going to stop until the next time.
Oh no, I'm not drinking
Can we
vodka
hold? Can
ever,
we
ever,
wait?
ever
Wait,
again,
wait.
ever.
You can't blame it on the vodka, Stephanie.
Yeah,
I
'cause
love how you're
that's
saying this.
what-
I'm never drinking. We're talking about being drunk. She's like, and I'm never drinking vodka again. Stephanie,
I wouldn't have been that drunk if it wouldn't have been for the
alcohol.
vodka.
Oh my God. So you really truthfully want me to totally 100% believe the only reason this accident occurred is due to being drunk on vodka,
Yes.
that you wouldn't have been drunk in a pool on a pallet deck climbing down an orange construction ladder on the backside with one beer in a hand, towels, shoes, et cetera, and you're blaming all that on vodka.
Yeah.
And you don't see by any possibilities of being drunk on any other alcohol being the situation that it was.
I really only had from 7 o'clock till midnight because I didn't want to keep getting in and out of the pool. I only had like 4 beers.
The fact that you are figuring out a way to justify this.
I'm telling you though, I should have never drank the vodka.
I'm telling you, I can't blame anything on the vodka. I have to take responsibility for my actions.
Oh yeah, I mean, my actions were that I should have put the vodka down.
Oh my God. Can you not just use the words, I needed to put the alcohol down
Yes,
and I
I
probably
needed
shouldn't
to-
have been drinking?
Yes.
Oh
I
my
probably shouldn't have
God.
been drinking.
Now, are
Especially
you
if I
saying
wanted
that
to
because I'm
swim.
pressuring you to say that?
No.
Or are you honestly believing that you're right? I probably shouldn't have been drinking, and I can't blame the vodka because the vodka, nobody forced the vodka down your throat.
Oh no, I did it willingly. I did do it willingly, no lie. And it was good, no lie.
Oh my
It was nice and
God.
cold. And it was
Okay,
right
everybody.
there in
Thanks
the-
for wasting from 7:30 to 10 o'clock with Just for Fun Radio in the morning. If you are experiencing any loss of brain cells, please contact Stephanie and she will explain to you how you can blame it on everything but the truth.
Oh no, the truth was I drank too much vodka.
Again. It's the vodka's fault. Oh my Lord. And any other people that would like to call in and just give Stephanie a shut up, Stephanie, because this deserves a shut up, Stephanie. So I'll keep the show going just a few more minutes for anybody that'd like to call in on that one. I'm still just shaking my head.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, and anybody wants pictures of this palette, I'll be more than happy to send you this picture. If it were tequila, would she have been wearing a sombrero?
Probably.
I just
But tequila doesn't
ay. And I'm going ay after hearing the word sombrero, which means I probably shouldn't have done that.
Yeah. I can handle my tequila when I drink it, but that's not often.
Biatch, you couldn't even put your hands on the ladder. So to say you could handle anything, you couldn't even handle climbing a ladder.
Hey, I made it almost down.
You made it down. You made it down real fast once you started falling.
I was doing good until I missed that bottom rung. When I missed that bottom rung, it was all over with. Because
You know, here's the thing I always laugh at. Oh God, let's hear it. Hey, hang on one second. People always say, watch that first step. It's a doozy.
yeah, watch that last
But
one.
here's my point. You should always say, watch that last step. It's a doozy, because what's going to happen is that's going to be the last step you take. So watch that last step. It's a doozy. All right, go for it, little Richard.
I was going to call and say shut up, Steph, but more effectively, Scotty,
Mhm.
if you wouldn't mind, could you please Alabama chrome her mouth?
Alabama chrome my mouth.
Like juicy fruit wrapper.
Yeah, you know, duct tape.
I'm
is
just
the Alabama
telling you.
chrome.
I have never heard such in my life. And I'm surprised all these listeners have not texted me to say, Dude, I got to see the pictures of this because I'm promising you this.
It's crazy.
I would love to know what like a building inspector would walk up and say to that. I mean, just like all
they
he
probably
would do
wouldn't
is
like it.
all he would be is like, hold on, I got to go back to my truck. And you look out, you look over the fence, and he's out there turning a flask up.
Did I really just see that?
And he walks back up with his phone so he can take a selfie to prove that he really saw that.
What he's got is a composition notebook out there that he starts taking that out instead of his regular code book, and he brings it out, and you can look at him funny, like, what are you doing? He says, oh, I'm going through my redneck book instead of the other one, because that definitely doesn't meet regular code. It meets code for redneck.
Now, listen,
So-
if the pallets would have been set up, because it is real wood. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, you're talking some of these braces in these pallets are actually bigger than 2x4s. So if it would have been set up and built in a square and all tied together and maybe 4 posts concreted into the ground and the 4 pallets nailed to the 4 posts so that it would actually provide a structured wall and then build a top on it, even though it would look and appear very redneck, it would be very secure.
Be safer.
But
yes.
but looking at it with 2 scabbed on 2x4s doing a 45-degree angle, 10 feet across the dirt next to a ladder, I'm like, can you say trip hazard?
Yeah, and the ladder's not attached, of course.
Yeah, because the real ladder that actually goes in the pool is getting covered up by the makeshift deck.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's also over a chain link fence. I mean, on the 12th day of Christmas, my redneck God gave to me 3 moose head beers.
And then the big slates of
Just
rock
dang.
that's not, I mean, they're on top of dirt. They're on sand. They're not even
Flat,
secure.
secure,
Yeah.
ankle buster.
Yeah.
I don't think effective and redneck have ever been used in a sentence together.
Oh, I was effectively hurt.
Now,
Friday night.
my wife said, what about the art made from a wagon Travis suggested? I don't know what we're talking about.
Art made from a wagon. Maybe she was saying the cart.
Oh my God. Let me tell y'all what Travis did. Anybody that knows me from doing any shows, I got top of the line gear. I'm always very anal about my speakers not getting scratched up. My microphones don't get dropped. Everything has to look good.
Mm-hmm.
So I start looking for this cart to be able to load up all my gear at the bus on this cart, roll the cart in and not have to take a table. That way we can do live remotes where, we could sit at a table and the cart's to my left and I can control stuff. In other words, it would be a mobile workstation. So everybody knows when you go to like a Lowe's or a Pike's type nursery, they've got this little green wagon-ish wagon that has like 10-inch big rubber wheels. So I find one of these that's a double-decker. It's framed, so you'd have a lower section and a top section. The top area is 32 inches off the ground. I could set up everything, wheel it in a store, and then wheel out of that store and go back out to the parking lot, whatever I need to do. Send picture to Travis. It's $99, and it's black. It's not green like a nursery's.
that's
it's
not-
black. It's nice.
Yeah, that's not bad for
Do you know what Travis
$99.
says? Well, hell, I can make that. Just get a little red wagon and some 2x4s. I said, no, sir. It can't look redneck. It needs to look good when we go. Well, I can make it look good. No. So then I find this gray cart that somebody nailed plywood up around so that you can only get into it from one side, so you can only see it. So if I was sitting somewhere you couldn't see, So I send him a picture going, we are not going to have anything that looks like this. And he says, that's ugly. I'm looking at this this thing that he says ugly, and it looks better than anything he described as far as building on top of a red wagon. I'm just like, oh my God, we are not looking redneck. We're not looking ghetto. It has to be nice where we roll in somewhere. So right now, I'm waiting for somebody from Craigslist to hit me back up. Somebody is selling an IKEA stainless steel cart, and it's a 3-tier. It's what you can use in a restaurant. It's lightweight, $80. It's like a $200 item.
Oh, that ain't bad.
And it looks non-redneck. 2x4s on a red wagon. Have you lost your mind? Come on, man. I can't. I'm sorry. I'm gonna roll in with $10,000 worth of gear and a freaking little red. I know what I started to say. A little red wagon with 2x4s. Oh my God.
Travis about made you cuss.
He
live
about
on
made
the
me cuss
air.
live on the radio. I'm like, there is no way I am walking in there. Everybody welcome DJ Scotty
And
and his little red
wagon.
Oh my God.
Hide your chewing tobacco. Or
Good
better yet,
Lord.
hide your sisters.
Just no. No. Little Richard just sent me. Is that a cart at your building?
That's actually a cart that I use for picking materials and stuff and
yeah.
put them on trucks.
If that wasn't such a heavy cart, that would be decent. Because see, with me, if I had I told Steph, I said, listen, if y'all lose your van, I want the handicap lift. Because my bus came with one originally, but by the time I got it, it didn't have one. I said, look, if I had that lift, I wouldn't have to have people help me load so much because I could just roll everything out there and lift it right up. And if I get this cart made, literally I could set it together, put it together, and put it basically in the bus, set it up in the bus, in the air condition, put it on the lift, roll it into wherever we're going. It just makes things so much easier.
Oh, yeah.
All right, man. Well, thanks for calling in. We're going to start
You got
killing this show.
You got it.
All right, man. We'll see you later.
All right. Bye.
So anybody that would like to give Steph a live shout out about her redneckiness. And listen, let me go back a little ways too. So Richard, back in the very beginning, you can't turn, this is 746. You can't, capital letters, mind you, you can't turn Steph into a lady. She will always just be a redneck.
Like I said, Billy Jack gave me he said I was the redneck queen.
He might have meant redneck queer and just said it
No,
wrong.
he said queen.
Okay.
He said I am definitely the queen of rednecks. After
So you're the
Friday
queen of
night.
somebody's double wide.
I don't live in a double wide. It's a manufactured
We're
home.
gonna go down this road again. We really gonna go down that road again, Steph.
When my house came in on the
Yeah, say it one more time. I want to make sure you're very clear.
when my house came in on the trailer, it was not attached to wheels. It was on top of the trailer, and they took it off and put blocks underneath it and propped it up.
So
Foundation blocks.
the only difference is it came in on a trailer instead of being a trailer.
Exactly.
That really don't change it much.
Yes, it does.
How does that really change besides whether it
'Cause it was never on wheels.
it was still on wheels?
Not
Was it-
permanently.
Was it? Oh my God.
It was brought
Trailers-
in and made.
Mobile homes are not permanently on wheels either. Because they take the wheels when they go to move the next one.
Not necessarily. The trailer that my mom bought still had the wheels attached to it, and they were just covered up with the skirt, the trailer skirt. I'm serious. And she had a nice one. It was a Horton home. Yep. It was
Well, my
nice.
wife is leaving, so I love you, baby. Hey,
Hey,
baby.
Crystal.
They got to go to a meeting this morning. All right, we're fixing to wrap this puppy up.
And be sure.
I've had so much redneck. I feel like my IQ has dropped. I feel like I went below par at this point. I'm qualified to go swimming now with you guys.
I wouldn't suggest that.
I wouldn't suggest it either.
because it hurts when you go.
Well,
to get out.
I don't know that I would do what you do. Well, plus, what part of drinking and swimming is safe to begin with? Because you do know you could drown.
Maybe if you drink too much to where you were
Blame it on the vodka, Stephanie. Just blame it on the vodka.
to where you were passing out.
Well, Stephanie, you hit the ground and almost passed out at this point.
I hit the ground and almost passed out because I hit my head. So yeah,
I just don't know what to do anymore with you.
me neither.
I mean, I just don't know at what point do we say, So, hey, it is what it is. All right. You got anything tomorrow? Tell people.
Yes, be sure to tune in tomorrow when we will have Thomas Brantley, who's the vice president of the Rockdale chapter of the NAACP. He will be our in-studio guest in the morning. No telling what we'll talk about, but he did want to come in and talk about the Washington chapter of the NAACP and all of the stuff that's going on with that. And not sure if he's going to be here, but he has the
man otherwise known as he.
He has the invitation to come. Still waiting to hear back from him, and that's about it that's going on tomorrow.
Yeah, and anytime anybody that wants to come in and be a co-host, you can be. Just make sure you can talk. I got to have a talker. It's bad enough that we hit our slow spots and we can barely make syllables out. Well, that would be Steph. But we do hit slow parts sometimes.
Yeah, but when he says be a talker, you got to be able to talk about funny stuff. We got to be funny. Funny. Not funny looking, but funny. And when Little Richard was on the phone, there was a call that came in, but it looked like it said it was restricted. So.
Yeah, and that could have been Jeff for all I know. Jeff Matthias. All right, we're out. Everybody have a great day. We will see y'all on the flip side. Holla if anything was to come about. I'm serious.
Yes.
I got to get me something to eat. I'm feeling it today. All right, everybody, have a great day. We will see y'all on the flip side. Stay out of trouble. Don't get in any trouble. Don't create any trouble. Stay away from redneck stuff.
Yes.
Don't be a redneck.
No, don't be a redneck.
It could be painful.
Hurts.
That's right. Everybody, we'll see you on the flip side. Everybody have a great day. Bye.
Bye, y'all.